Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Dark. Look at all you beautiful people just waiting in chat, man. I love y'all for that. 21 of y'all just kicking it. Dirt McGirt, Sport Brand, Bob, Gerchop, Man Against the Masses, Bob, Sport Brand, Flying Rich. I called Doc earlier today to take up and do a wellness check on Crumpy. You crazy son. Ding, ding. All right. BB Luminous, what's up, man? I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute, man. It's a Luigi. Dean Dermagerd is a Luigi. It's a Luigi. 9mm Slim. Doc, where you at? Opie. Oh, man, this is great. Jeff Cron, what's popping? All you beautiful brothers and sisters. Appalachian Gun Runner. AGI. Mike McClune. All you guys. Can't go too far back up, man, but it's great to see you. I'm going to share a recipe with you guys, an excellent recipe that I used this evening. And before that, I want to go ahead and take a second and introduce the guest that we're going to be having. The guest that we're having on is actually a viewer guest, and it's somebody that you guys have likely gotten to know over the time that we spend together here. And as you know, we go live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And he's always in chat, kicking it with us, hanging out at C&T Designs. And if you look at the title of the stream, tonight's stream is called Cuttin' Teeth on Steel, I think. And you're going to learn exactly what that means. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All you beautiful people that were kicking it here, waiting, thank you so much. And just in a second here, I'm going to introduce you to Coop from C&T Designs. So let's get started with that corny ass intro, bro. Like for real, mad corny. But I love it. It was made by Tactical Pineapple, man. You gotta love it, dog. And welcome. I just picture somebody like, coming back in like with that voice on. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for waiting and stuff. Okay, so thank you, Dirt McGirt, Jenna. Come out in PLA. What is up, brother, man? I was thinking of you come out in PLA because you know what? I got to go out and get some actual live. Now, I know you guys haven't seen this. I have actual footage of me at the range firing things. And I just took 6 different builds to test out, tested all of them out. And I was like, you know what? Why not take this excellent opportunity to get some footage for my folks to see, number one, me testing the builds out that I've done. A lot of people wanted to see like some of the builds that I haven't really, showed off, and do some hard video drops because we can't show them things on the stream. But also come out in PLA. I was thinking about you because I was able to shoot the 19 that is one of my carry pieces that has the JSD slide. The whole upper is completely JSD. The lower is a factory 19 grip that I've done some things to, which I can go into detail on later. But I was running that Swamp Fox Justice with the iron sides, with the Wolverine tritium sights. The thing is so sick. And that thing is like a tack driver. I could literally drive nails with it. I mean, it would push them a little too far to actually drive nails with it, but it was great. It was a blast, no pun intended. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Super grateful for y'all. Wave Slave, brother man, haven't seen you in a minute. We have a very interesting guest. Now, a lot of times you see us working with polymer. A lot of times you see us working with aluminum. But how often do you see people working with steel? Every now and then, few and far between. But this individual is all about that real steel. Introducing Coop. What's up, JC9? Montana, good to see you. KSC. Sorry. Introducing Coop of C&T Designs. Boom. Nice. Look at that thing.
DLD.
Damn. Put you full screen. Look at that. That is a beauty. Wow.
Well, we got another one for you real quick.
Oh, is it the Wolverines?
Now, this is the free CRS.
Oh, dude, that is so sick. Dude, that is nasty. Oh my God, man, that's something special. Um, I'm blown away. But when I saw the Wolverines one,
Oh,
dude, I was. Oh, you got it? You didn't send it out yet? Oh, okay. Hold on, full screen. Okay, so the hand holding up the chopper with the Wolverines MFers on top, like that. That is just glorious, and it looks like some type of screen, like silhouetted
yeah,
camo. Nice, dude.
yeah. It's done
That's
out of it was a big chunk of reclaimed screen that I had. I can't remember what piece of equipment it came out of, but after people started jumping on John's nuts, I went ahead and cut that one and did a video on it,
mm,
just to show them, man, that things happen, brother. You get bad leads and bad info sometimes.
yep.
Yeah, get off the man's nuts. He's right more than he's wrong. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's unfortunately, that was just one of those things. But the whole this too shall pass kind of thing was fresh on my mind, and I
oh
knew
yeah,
that I knew that it would get um, no, that's plasma, right? Luigi is asking plasma or
yeah,
water
that's
jet.
all yeah, that's all plasma. I do have a small water jet I have access to, but yeah, that's all plasma.
Why don't you go ahead? What's up, Thomas Hardy? Um, and we'll give an update on CRS.
Yeah, man.
And if you could, one of the mods, if you guys could grab, it's CNT Design, grab the link for his channel and drop it in chat. And while they do that, Coop, go ahead and let everyone know who you are, what you do, and all that
Yeah, man.
stuff.
I'm Coop. A lot of you guys probably saw me in chat for a long time as William Cooper. Um, and now I'm trying to get a business going for doing graphic design in plasma. You see all the stuff hanging behind me, and also vinyl graphics, which my wife does. Uh, Eventually, if we can get that rolling and I get my FFL squared away, we want to move into firearms. So it's all mostly all Pro 2A stuff. This is my ghost gun. So you let,
Nice.
you let my sense of humor loose with a plasma cutter and a little bit of design. We can come up with some really crazy shit. So I've got plasma cuts laying all over. This is my come and take design
Nice.
with the crossed AKs.
That's sick. And they got cans on
Oh yeah, they got cans on them, baby. They ought
them.
to be legal.
Yeah, right. Do you have tax stamps for those? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, probably the ATF would probably break in here and ask me if I had tax stamps.
One day we may be on that level. Guys, this is Coop's link, so make sure that you give it a good old clickety click and like, subscribe, all that stuff. Also, find him on the grams of the Insta and give him a like or give him a follow, and then like the his top 10 pictures or first 10 pictures at least. Vanessa is asking, do you do truck wraps?
I don't do truck wraps. That's I don't have the equipment to do that at this time. Later on, I wouldn't mind doing it.
Would you be willing to spray paint a truck?
Oh, I could spray paint the hell out of it. I do it all of my plasma cuts.
Yeah,
Rattle, nothing but a rattle can. We all know the motion.
yeah, right. Very familiar. Clickety clackety, different noise, but very familiar.
Well, if you're making that noise while you're doing that, something's highly wrong with your junk.
Yeah, you need to go to the doctor. Cans are legal. It's the NFA that's illegal.
Oh
Man,
yeah, the NFA is absolutely
preach.
illegal. And see,
100%.
part of what I do in promoting the plasma cuts, because these are all designs that are going to be finalized, but I'm covering a lot of proposed gun laws at this time. So almost every one of these plasma cuts represents a different gun law that's in Congress right now. And my videos tend to be really long because I will take the text of the proposed bill and edit the existing law and add that text in there so you can read it as it would be.
Mm.
And it's mind-numbingly painful, and it takes 30 minutes, 50 minutes. I think I've spent as long as an hour and a half covering one bill, because there's so much crap in it. It's just
And that's intentional. They do
oh
that.
yeah, it's intentional. That's one of my videos I did the other night. I didn't do a plasma cut for that one, but it's all over a lot of the domestic violence bills that are coming in right now. And
Mhm.
every one of them, their focus is making more and more people prohibited possessors.
Of course.
So I could get in a fight with my brother and the cops get called and he swings on me, I deck him, I get charged. I'm a prohibited possessor, for not a felony,
Yeah.
for something that is, I mean, two brothers fighting. I mean,
Well, the other thing too, which I find very interesting, and I don't know if this is a Virginia thing or if this is a Fed thing, but I know at least in the state of Virginia, if you get two consecutive misdemeanors, meaning like let's say someone is charged with um, possession of some sort of substance that's a misdemeanor, right? And then within a what is it? Within a 5-year period, if they are convicted of the same exact misdemeanor within a 24-month period, if they're convicted of the same two misdemeanors, then they are unable to purchase a handgun for 5 years.
yep. That's a Virginia deal. That came in what 16 when the Democrats basically took over Virginia. The VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League, covered a lot of that stuff.
I thought,
Ralph Northwood, fucking blackface dude, took
yeah,
over. And oh God, what's that other guy's name? I've watched him a few times. It's not Shapiro, it's
which
something else.
one?
Levine,
Northam was
Levine,
the
he's
cancer of Virginia.
yeah,
Having him here, I mean, they literally made private transactions illegal. And
yes,
since the inception of the state of Virginia, which by the way, our flag, I don't know if you know this, you see people all over the place saying Sic Semper Tyrannis. Our flag is a picture of a woman standing over the corpse of a tyrant holding a sword, a bloody sword, with her boobs showing, and it says Sic Semper Tyrannis. Oh, nice. So that is our state flag, and they outlawed private transactions, which is crazy.
yes.
I just wanted to add really quickly. So 3D Arms is in the chat. So everybody show 3D Arms some love.
What is up, brother?
He is going to be coming on Saturday, and he is. Have you ever heard? There was a guy that designed something. It was a 3D printed lower that was specifically designed to take the 50 BMG upper.
No, I've never heard of it.
So there was a dude that designed that. There was also a dude that designed a 100% 3D printed 12 gauge shotgun. You ever heard of that?
No, that is crazy.
This dude is the one that designed both of those, and he is coming on our
Hell
show on
yes.
Saturday. Yeah, the dude
I
is
can't
a
wait for that.
design genius. Like he's in here saying this dude's legit. So that's some
I
serious.
try to be legit. I'm crazy as hell and hate gun laws, but yeah, I try to be legit.
Hell yeah, man! We've kind of what's up, Fire Rider? P38, what's up, brother? We've kind of had some conversations, like let's call it like offline and
Yeah.
like voice chat and stuff, and a lot of conversations just about like be authentic to yourself, like be genuine, be like just be who you are. It's like if not, then who are you going to be?
Well, and that's the thing, man. It's when I do my videos, that's me. That's 100% me. I
Hmm.
stumble over words sometimes. Sometimes I can't find the word that I want, but it's me. The point behind the videos is to let people know that this is what's coming down the pipe. This is what's proposed. And what you have to understand is they don't care whether it passes this year. They just resubmit it the next year. I call them retreads. They just keep passing bills. And people like you, me, a lot of people in the chat, we live by a very simple principle, um, which is based on aggression. I don't have the right to use aggression against somebody unless they use aggression against me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, as long as what I'm doing doesn't wrongfully deprive someone else of life, liberty, or property, then the government shouldn't even be involved in my life.
Yep.
The government should have a seriously high bar to take my freedom from me.
Yeah.
There should have to be in any law there should have to be a victim, and you know there the punishment should fit whatever happened with that victim. Um, and what we've got now is a system of laws where if I just own something, if I just build something, then I'm a criminal. It never hurt anybody. It was never used in an aggressive act towards anybody, but just the mere act of I drilled a hole makes me a felon.
Mm.
And you know we're running into it with pistol braces now, where you know, I could grab it, but it's sitting back there. But that pistol brace will all of a sudden be classified as a short barrel rifle. It's never hurt anybody. It's not in danger of hurting anybody, not unless you break into my house, and then you're going to be leaking. But there's
Yep.
no crime there. There's no victim there. So why are we charging people with crimes because of it?
You know, it's ridiculous, and there's hundreds and hundreds of years. Some people would even say thousands of years of um, the encroachment of our natural rights. And so many
Yeah,
people say constitutional rights as if, as if this document is the document that gives us the rights, but
no,
you're born with them. You are given them by your creator. Whoever your creator is to you, that's where you
yeah.
get these, right?
The,
And
the
now,
the Constitution was merely supposed to protect those rights. It was to
yeah,
enshrine them. Those rights have always been there.
yeah,
You know, a bear in the woods has a right to defend itself. It's a natural right. And the government doesn't have the right to tell a bear, well, you shouldn't have claws anymore. You just got to chew on somebody.
yeah.
Uh,
That
that,
dude, that's the exact kind of metaphor that I use. Like the bear has claws and teeth. The shark has teeth. The pit bull, the alligator, whatever you want to say. Like
yep.
those were given to it by God. Now man was given the ability to, and of course, out of necessity comes things. But with we're given the ability to create and design and innovate and develop, and through that came weapons. And weapons are just leverage. They're just leverage to, they're a shortcut. you know
Well, yeah, they're an absolute shortcut. It's it gives the ability for someone who is getting it, even if you're the big dude, you're the badass. If you're getting attacked by multiple people, that firearm is the ultimate equalizer. If you're the 90-year-old woman sitting at home, that firearm becomes the equalizer.
yeah,
You know, you may break into my house with 5 people. If I drop 2 of you, I'm going to change 3 people's minds that night.
yeah,
So, and it drives me crazy that a lot of people don't understand that they've grown up in a system that they've never questioned, and I question everything.
oh yeah,
If you
you
can
got
make
to.
if you can make a rational argument to defend something, you can win me. But when I look at firearms law, which is like I said, a lot of what I cover with these plasma cuts, um, even going back to the 1934 NFA, there's no convincing me because I look at the numbers, I look at the stats, I go to the DOJ and look at them, and with the number of guns we have versus the number of murders, it's minute.
Yeah, actually, crime is, until we look at the whole craziness since COVID and the rioting and the three minority deaths that caused rioting that
Yeah,
caused 13 minority deaths. Um, that there's been a recent spike in crime. We all know that. Prior to that, crime was on the decline for
yeah.
decades. Since
Every,
the 80s, crime has been declining since the 80s, and that's but Pitch hitting is what I do. Yeah, Wave Slave. I'm just being silly. I said that Wave Slave cured my urinary tract infection, and like he was my surrogate for my daughter, and he cured my cancer and all that stuff. He's magical. Mr. Snow Makes is also magical, and just in case you guys don't know, Mr. Snow Makes, go to his Instagram and check out what he made for your boy Dark. And also check out the recent live stream if he left it up. I believe he did. And check out what he made. I am grateful for you, Mr. Snow. I love you, bud.
Yeah, Snow, man, the stuff you guys are printing is absolutely amazing.
It's
That's
nuts.
unreal cool.
Dude, I thought, so we're making the 3,000 subscriber button, right? Basically kind of as a jab at YouTube, because they don't acknowledge things like that. They don't acknowledge 3, 5, 10,000 subs.
No.
Like you get something when I thought you got something at 100,000 subs, but CRS didn't get anything like that, so I don't know. Maybe they're only doing 500K and a million or whatever. Maybe they're just doing the gold and platinum or silver or whatever it is. But like, these types of milestones should be celebrated because we're a community. And I had said, I want someone to 3D print me a play button. And he showed me what he was working on, and I was blown away. It was a gorgeous shadow box. It had like the vinyl lettering on it and the play button in there. He hooked up lights inside, and it's just like
crazy.
It's nuts, right? And I asked him, hold on. I take a closer look. I zoom in. I was like, bro, did you print that shadow box? Yes. He 3D printed the shadow box, dude. Like, that's crazy.
Snow and all you guys come out, PLA, freaking 3D or Control Pew. You guys are amazing.
Ralph.
Yeah, P80 Ralph. You guys amaze me.
Even Flying Rich. He no, I'm kidding. I mean, a lot of people say, well, like, yeah, well, I'm just the guy that Bulligan got his 100K button. Nice. That's awesome. And Bulligan Shooting Sports and I are in conversations to have him come on as well, which he's already committed to coming on. It's just scheduling now. The shit, what was I talking about before that?
Play buttons, shadow box.
Yeah, I lost it. It was something prophetic, I'm sure. No, I don't know. I love the community that we're in, man, and all the people that like. I just admire you guys a great deal. You guys are awesome, and I'm sorry that I'm not looking at you while I'm telling you this. It's because I'm filling up my nicotine machine here. So, but let's get back on you and what you do. I always wondered this. You could definitely plasma cut like some AK flats.
Plasma cutting the AK flats would be rough because the tolerances on a plasma machine are probably a little far out for what it would be to actually cut an AK flat. If you're doing something like laser cutting or water jets that have a lot tighter tolerances, yeah, that could definitely be done.
Okay.
But for plasma, the tolerances just aren't there. Not to make something consistent. Because you've always, I mean, you're running on that big gantry system with a plasma torch, and you've always got a little bit of shake or a little bit of wobble. So it's really hard to get something down into tighter tolerances with it. There's always going to be an inconsistency.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's what Agorizer said. Water jet with rubies. I'm not sure what that. Oh, I remember what I was saying.
That's what he's saying when he's talking about rubies. A water jet uses some sort of aggregate along with the water and the pressure to. It basically erodes the material, is what it does.
Okay.
Like the one we've got, the small one we got, I think we've got granite running in that one. And you can get down, since it's eroding the material, you can get down to basically paper thin tolerances.
So I mean, it's literally like expedited erosion.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. Yeah, for a water cutter. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, no, Opie, you are right. AK flats are definitely super old school with the pre-bent blanks all over the place, like the hardened. Yep, yep. See, you know the deal. Um, yeah, what's the place that Jeez, I'm drawing a blank. But before I forget again, um, a lot of people in the community, like the 3D printing community and all that, will be like, oh, like Flying Rich always says, I'm just the monkey that pushed print. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but what's up, Toy Town? But you guys got to remember, like, the amount of work and like persistence that you have to put into this. Like, you see these guys go through it on their channels, and they're going through just the settings alone, and then the settings, and oh, that's sick. The shooting guy
Yeah.
in New England.
I cut a few things down. I still got to paint, but like you're saying, the settings, just hitting the buttons one thing.
Yeah.
Editing the code and the G code and going in and editing the lines and making it look pretty good, that's what takes the talent.
Yeah, man. And I see it. And then, they get on the print for 16 hours and it fails, right? And then they're like, oh, now I
Oh
got to print
yeah.
it the other direction with different supports. And I got to do, it's so I respect what you guys are saying, because you're not taking credit for the design, which I admire a great deal. But, still, like, give yourself some credit for putting that work in. What's up, Farmer James? What's up, Safety Doc?
Yeah, it's with 3D. I mean, 3D is so much harder than the 2D designs that you're dealing with like plasma. Um, you've got way more going on. The hardest thing with plasma is if, like the machine I've got, it's a 4x4 table, but if it crashes in the middle of a design,
Mm-hmm.
um, one, figuring out why it crashed, and then two, seeing whether you can pick that design back up, because it will
Yeah.
lose its place and think it's 2 inches over to the right when it should be 3 inches over to the left, and it will drive you crazy.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. So walk us through kind of, what it looks like. This is kind of like a plasma cutting CNC machine. You're using software with it. And by
Yeah,
the
it's
way, yes, Opie, I was thinking of you, Opie, when I said that. I'm sorry. I don't want to call you up by name, but you said it first. Sorry, go ahead.
so the software. I won't say it's like CAD. You can draw things up in CAD and bring it over to a CNC program. But a CNC program, you're drawing in a two-dimensional frame. So
Mhm.
there's times where, I mean, you're basically just taking a mouse and drawing lines and then expanding them and changing them in whatever direction you want.
Mhm.
There's other times where I can go find a piece of clip art from somewhere and I can drag that over into the program and then edit it the way I want. So it will start out as one thing and then become another. See, I'll show you an example. Well, I'll show you a couple. All right. This is Richard, my FUD. So Richard the FUD came from a dick drawing my wife was sliding underneath the door at me when I was recording stuff.
Yeah.
So we made Richard the FUD. So
Nice.
Richard the FUD believes in mom's demand action. He believes in gun control, and he still calls himself 2A. So
Yep.
that's my buddy Richard the FUD.
I know a few Richards, to be honest. Now,
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
talking about Richard Hoffman or Flying
Oh
Rich
hell no.
or Fly Rich, if you know about that. And guys, while Coop is grabbing this, you guys know that every now and then, like, I have a video for like when someone super chats. I have a special video that's in pretty bad taste for any super chats that come through tonight. Oh my god! Sorry. So let me zoom in on you.
So this one, when I talk about bringing it over an image and editing it, this
Nice.
was a couple of different images that I brought over and then arranged and then edited. This guy was standing up straight. He was just a regular clip art. I'm a badass holding a gun. This was a family. Brought the dog in. So once you bring an image over, or if you're drawing an image, you can go into the lines that create the image, and then there's what you call nodes there, which look like little square boxes when they pop up. And what it's doing is that's where the plasma cutter is going to change direction. It's basically like an intersection. It's telling it whether it's going to go right, left, whether it's going to make a long turn or a short turn. And you can go in and actually drop and drag those lines, cut them apart, add in other images. It's really fun to play with when you get into it.
Dang. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's like the design for shooting gallery. I just pulled over his image from a quick web search. Made it black and white, pulled it into my program. It's what you call vectorizing a bitmap. So it basically reads the difference in between two colors and draws a line around it. And then you can go in and change however you want from there.
And I imagine you can change like depths, or maybe not with a plasma cutter.
No, the depth really doesn't matter.
Okay. So
what you're looking at here is like the thickness of lines, or the length, the curve. It's all on a two-dimensional plane.
Okay. So you couldn't do like a 3D set of steps going down, right? You're either cutting or not.
Yeah. Well, if you had the right torch with the right software, you can cut, say, like a material that's like a tin roof where you've got humps in it. Yeah. You could cut something like that.
Okay.
But that's if your torch is sensitive enough to do it. Mine will, the actual standoff distance on the torch will read decent, but it won't follow a real sharp change in elevation.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
no,
it's just flat stuff. So this is Night Strikes. This is the first try at one of his.
Oh, that's sick, dude. That looks really good.
So, and I should have made the letters in the center bigger, but that's the hardest thing about doing plasma for me sometimes, is judging the final product when you're drawing it. Judging how big something's going to be, if lines need to be expanded, because everywhere that torch cuts, it's taking out 35 thousandths worth of material.
Oh, wow.
So if you've got a real fine thing and it's got to pass it twice, then you're looking at double that 35 thousandths of material being taken out. So it can be an issue if you're trying to do stuff that's real fine detailed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like those look clean, but maybe when you get really close up on it, maybe a little more material taken off here, or a little less taken off here, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's definite. Like all the cuts so far that I've got are basically like pretty much test cuts. So normally it'll take me about 2 cuts to get something where I really want it, where the lines are clean, they're as thick as I want them. This one, let me see. It was for another bill. There's 2 bills that are basically going to be used for making all of us gun owners enemies of the state. So I cut this today, and this is a second cut, because when I originally did it, a couple of areas were too fine, so it actually cut through them and dropped out some of the letters. So then I had to go back in and expand a couple of features and change it up a little bit, so it would cut and be nice and clean.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now we have, of course, I have a lot of questions about what you're doing, but naturally, when I tell everyone I have a very distasteful video for when people super chat, I get 2 super chats.
Run it.
Typically, like I have PSR, dancing with like music in the background, or James Reeves, shooting in booty shorts and stuff. But so. It's the best way to say this. So you guys know that recently the family, I forgot the name, the family whose loved one was shot on the scene of Rust.
Yeah.
Recently is, filed suit to sue Alec Baldwin, and they created a video. They created a video to reenact what happened on the set of Rust the moment she was shot. Now it's a long video, and I can't easily import minute and a half long video into here to do if someone super chats. So you're looking at like 15 seconds or less.
Yeah.
So naturally, what I did is I took out 15 seconds of one
The
particular moment.
money shot.
Money shot. So please hold. Let's see. I don't want to cover. I'll just give it the whole thing. Well, no, you got to get our faces in it too. Okay, so Luminous, this is for you, my brother. Oh, I got to mute myself too. Dang it. Hold on. I mean, I, I mean, it was just like no reason behind it. In the video, I mean, they made. Now, there's more context to this. Okay, like you get to see the whole thing when when you watch the video. I have the whole video, and we could actually, maybe at the end of the stream, or maybe even on another stream, we can watch the whole video. But for Luminous, for you, brother, I'll play it one more time. Oh, thanks. I'm just gonna settle down here. What's going on today? Oh, I had delicious sushi for lunch. The avocado was a little brown, but still good. What are these people doing? Jesus Christ! No, I'm not gonna move. No, I'm not gonna move. If you tell me what to do one more time, I swear. You know what? Fuck it. That's my narration of.
Your narration was probably spot on.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad. And then come out in BLA. Thank you, my brother. He says, I like distasteful videos. So here comes more narration. God damn it. I've been doing this for 25 years. You think you can tell me what to do? I can't even cross my legs in these tight ass pants. All right, let's just get started. Okay. All right. What are you guys talking about over here? No, I don't need to move. I'm in charge here. I'm the executive producer. Oh, fuck it. Okay. Oh, you want to test me? Here you go. And please understand that this is all for entertainment purposes only, and
Educational purposes.
yeah, educational purposes to teach you what type of human sack of shit this
Bacon
asshole
said he
is.
had no idea what happened.
What?
Alec Baldwin just pulled his gun and shot two people.
Yeah, with one bullet. By the way, that's some wanted shit. He could curve the bullet. I don't know if you know about that.
It passed through her and hit him, didn't it? Or was it the
Yes.
other way around?
Yeah, so it hit her, and because of the angle she was at, so it hit her essentially because of the angle that she was at. It hit her here, went all the way through her vitals at an angle, exited through the back, like right there, going. You guys can't really see the angle going this way, and the other guy, one of the other, not executive producer, but one of the other producers or videographers was behind her, and he took a round as well, but he lived. You guys know that when you're shooting a liquid medium like flesh, so like think of armor. Okay, if you're defeating armor, speed is what defeats armor.
Yeah.
If you're defeating a liquid medium like flesh, a rather slow, very heavy projectile pounds through it, man. Like you're talking about a 230 grain 45 long Colt going, 850 feet per second, maybe roughly. And
1911. Woo! Big,
yeah,
fat, slow.
yeah, big, fat, and slow, just like me.
Yeah,
So
I'm with
that's
you.
I I really wanted to put some music behind that, like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Um, but I just didn't have the time. And I'm super behind on chat, you guys. I'm sorry. Love all y'all. Um, that one shot just threw the JFK conspiracy theory in the trash.
I heard
Oh,
that.
yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Hey, I mean, they straight up said that there were 6 shooters. I mean, you can see when you watch the like high def, it's not 4K, but when you watch the high def shooting, I mean, you can see the rounds coming from different angles. Like it's crazy. I was just following orders.
Yeah, I was just reading that, John Rice. I was just following orders.
Oh man. I only use magic bullets, right? You get the wanted, you got to curve, curve the bullet. Is that what it was? Curve the bullet or
Oh, on was it Wanted?
wanted? Yeah,
Yeah,
curve the bullet. Yeah, crazy. So that's where we're at tonight. Maybe next time I'll get that, that music behind it. But I don't know. I mean, partially, like, look, I have to also explain that in this moment, like, though we're making light of it, a woman's life was not only lost supposes that it was an accident. A
yeah,
woman's life was taken, and a single action 45 long Colt is a very deliberate firearm to discharge.
yes.
You have to cock
Pin
the
the trigger
hammer.
back, cock the
Mhm.
hammer. Yeah, it's not something that just goes off by itself.
Yeah, good Germans follow orders. Oh, Jiminy
Amen to
Crickets.
that, farmer.
Yeah, T for Texas. What's up, brother? What's up, Bob? I think I said what's up. Corn Pop, you're a bad dude. Um, all my guns identify as prop guns.
Props.
Well,
Yeah, so do mine. They don't do anything.
yeah. Here's the funny thing, though. After the Crow, from what I understand, when was it Brandon Lee? Brandon Lee that was killed during
Yeah,
this.
it was Brandon Lee.
Yeah, so they were running blanks through. From what I understand, I thought it was an MP5. Some people have said different things, or a Mac, but it was a full auto 9mm during that scene where he was on the table, and it was an actual MP5 or an actual Mac. Like these were real firearms
Yeah,
that were used in movies. That they have professionals there. That just like if you're working on a firearm, you completely clear the area of all ammunition. Blah blah blah. Um, Most of us do that, but there was a shift where they said, okay, we're going to move from firearms, actual firearms, to prop guns that can't chamber a live round, prop guns that shoot 9mm PA blanks as opposed to 9mm cartridges that they can't work together. Revolvers that have blocked off chambers and plugged barrels. So at some point, like Leviathan Group, a lot of you guys have heard of Leviathan Group. You guys may not know that Leviathan Group is actually one of the most used assets for firearms in movies. And yeah, so Leviathan Group uses real firearms with two things: dummy cartridges and real cartridges. Same size, same dimensions, same everything. The difference is that the dummy cartridge, because they want it to look real, if they point a revolver at the camera, they want you to see the rounds in the cylinder. They want you to see that there's a barrel, that is not plugged, and they want this to be as realistic as possible. And the dummy rounds have a hole drilled in the side, at least one hole drilled in the side. Well, shit, I'll show you right here. At least one hole drilled in the side,
yep.
and then they have the primer removed. So that way, when the armorer walks up to Alec Baldwin and says, "Hey, this is a cold gun," which I don't agree with that terminology, because in my opinion, if it's got blanks in it, it shouldn't be considered a cold gun. It's still a hot gun. It just doesn't have projectiles. But who knows if they were straight up, if it was supposed to be dummy rounds, because it's coming out that there was a lot of negligence, that all this has been discussed. This isn't brand new shit. I don't even know why I'm hitting this, but the point to this is that it would have taken 1 second to swing that load gate open and to click, 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 just look in the back to see if you have a primer in there, if it wasn't murder. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
It
well,
can't
I mean,
be.
they talked about the fact they had that gun out on days and were actually shooting live rounds, target shooting with it.
Yep.
So they had plenty of live rounds on site, which should have been a no-go from the start.
They said they would go to the to like the vault room, gun room, kind of prop room area, and they would literally have 45 long Colt ammo right next to 45 long Colt blanks, right next to 45 long Colt dummy rounds.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? If one cast lead dummy round falls and one cast lead round, a real projectile falls, like, dude, one split second, and that's somebody's life, man. That's crazy. But a lot of people are saying that it is like intentional homicide. That he has massive rate, and this is all alleged. I'm not saying anything other than what people are alleging. Is that and they had mad people walk off the set saying that they were uh, not feeling safe with the way things were, going on. And I don't know. I know this is a total bunny trail, and I'm sorry to.
I'm all about rabbit trails, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
go down
Yeah.
them constantly.
Negligent homicide and mustard are different. Dark. Yeah, no, you're right. Negligent homicide and murder are completely different. The reason I use the word murder is because there were at least a person, if not people, that were on site saying that he had such rage issues and that he had expressed um, um, dissatisfaction, to put it politely, in the videographer, and that he had actually literally threatened to shoot her, and then she gets shot and killed. So that's all I'm saying. That's why I use the word murder. Do I know that to be true? Absolutely not. The only people that know that are Alec Baldwin and God and her, because I'm sure in that last split second, that look in her eyes, and Alec Baldwin, if you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, but if you are, I hope this haunts you for the rest of your life. If you did murder her, that last split second when she looked into your eyes with complete and utter shattering fear and just this look of, oh man, yeah, yeah. So moving along, so you cut metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so where do you source most of your metal?
Right now, a lot of my stuff I'm sourcing. You got to understand, a sheet of say 16 gauge material that before Brandon got in office used to cost me about $48 for a 4x8 sheet. So I mean, it was a good price for the material. Right now, that shit's up over about $170 to $190 a sheet.
So you're stealing it
So,
every opportunity you
well,
get.
I'm sourcing it from a couple of fab companies that I know that either will let me come raid their scrap, or I'll make a deal with them that I'll pay you. You make 18 cents a pound for scrap, I'll pay you, 75 cents a pound for the scrap. So I'm trying to keep that overhead as low as I can.
Nice.
Obviously, there are times where I have to buy fresh material, and
Yeah.
that's when it really freaking hurts because the cost of raw material and shipping on these things is just crazy.
It is, and I've looked into. So when I built that body armor and I sent to CRS for him to shoot, which I'm just gonna throw out there, I made it lived through 45 ACP, 7.62 by 39, 5.56 out of a 14.5 inch barrel, 5.56 out of a 20-inch barrel, and when the 300 PRC hit it, it blew it to shit. I still think it stopped the 300 PRC. I just think that it blew the rest of it up, but I think it stopped it. Free CRS.
Yeah, we'll go back to the free CRS for that one.
Hell yeah, that's a dope paint job on it too. But I got two pieces of 22. Oh yeah, hold on, let me zoom in on that. Look at that. That's
I don't know
freaking
whether you
dope.
guys can see it, but the shot or the flame coming out of the barrel actually comes behind the DLD
Oh, I
on it.
see that. I see that. It's like the
So
negative.
yeah, if I can get it to glow like I want it to, that thing should pop. That should be
Yeah,
crazy under black light.
dude, that's awesome. Hell yeah. You definitely have a hell of a skill, man. That's crazy.
It's fun designing this stuff. It really is.
So I grabbed a couple of sheets of I think it was 22 gauge steel, and man, I was trying to cut it into a 10 by 12 swimmer's cut shaped plate, and I
Yeah.
had the hardest freaking time. And CRS was like, "Bro, just go get 10 snips." And I was like, "What are you talking about? 10 snips? What the hell is a 10 snip?" It's like, "This isn't 10. This is this is steel." He's like, "No, just look, make sure that the gauge is at least
The
close."
aircraft snips.
Yeah, bro. I tried Dremel bits. I tried cutoff wheels. I blew through. I literally burned out the engine on my Dremel trying to get through the shit. Metal is freaking like, getting stuck in my face and shit. And I get these and it's just like scissors, like going right through it. I'm like, what
Yeah.
in the fuck, dude? So you can snip through a lot of, steel, maybe not 16 gauge. I don't know if is there are there
There are some things that would go through 16 gauge, but when you get into 16 gauge, you're roughly a little under the thickness of a dime, I think, is what it would add up to. So, I mean, you're dealing with a lot of material if you're going to try to hand cut something. That's if I was going to do it and just had to cut something like that, I'd take a 4.5 inch grinder, put a cutoff wheel on it, and call it a day, and just
yeah.
and buzz it. Or do it on the plasma machine because, like, drawing plates out like what you were going to do,
Mm-hmm.
that's so simple. It's not even funny. You just draw it out, kick it over to the software to actually make the G code out of it, and then hit the button and it cuts. Right,
Mm.
I'm building. I've got the pieces bent, the end caps bent to do some parkerizing tanks, and that's how I cut my shapes was on the plasma cutter. Took me
Nice.
about 10 minutes to program everything, probably 10 minutes to cut it, and then brought it over to the brake and did all my bends on it. So I've just got to weld that up. So
Dude,
that's
hell yeah.
that stainless steel. I actually hit a buddy up for the stainless steel. I knew he had a surplus. It's about, I think it's about 14 gauge stainless steel I made those tanks out of. So I just went over there and hit him up. I was like, "Hey, buddy, I know you got a couple of 48 by 48 sheets. I need two of them."
Yeah.
And he hooked me up because those two sheets right there, hell, it'd be a few $100s just for those two sheets right now with
Damn.
metal prices. It's crazy what they've gone to.
So how could we help you with material?
It's not so much help for material right now. It's just getting the name out, and then people realizing that, you know, especially when you do. Which hell, I'll grab it. You guys can see it.
All right. Yeah, John Rice. I got the Home Depot ones with yellow handles.
You know, when you do cuts that are this freaking big,
Damn.
that's a lot of material.
Dude, that is sick.
So
Hold on. I was so mesmerized I didn't put you on full screen. Can you step back a little bit so they can get the whole thing in view?
Yeah, let me.
Wow. Wow. Dude, that is nuts.
So
That is nuts.
I'm going to redo that just a little bit, and actually do it like the where you've just got the ring of stars. I can't remember her flag name. Jesus Christ, I'm going blank. But and I
The
can do that.
13 colonies.
Yeah, and I can do that with basically any gun hanging off the end of that flag that you want to do, as long as I can pull an image. So I like AKs. AKs are near and dear to my heart, so I did that with an AK. I could add an AR onto it. I could chop it off if you didn't want a gun on it. And my plan for some of this is once I get these designs finalized, I'll basically do a catalog for it and do basically on-demand manufacturing. So someone sends me a message and says, "Hey, I want that cut," then I will do that cut then and then ship it out to them versus having an overstock of like Beaky the Buzzard hanging out back there that no one wants to order. So it doesn't take me any time. Once I've got the image actually designed and ready, most of these cuts only take about 10 or 15 minutes to run, depending on how detailed they are. Some are only going to take, 4 minutes. So if I keep everything on demand, I can keep my material costs down, and I can kick those cuts out. And then the worst I'm dealing with then is probably the shipping on it, because you guys all know how shipping is right now. Shipping's crazy,
especially with heavy ass steel.
Yeah, well, and most of this I'm cutting out of a thinner steel, so we're talking 16 gauge, 18 gauge. So the weight's really not that bad.
Yeah, but the size, like for something like that,
the size on something like that is what really matters, because that thing, hell, I forget the measurements on it, but I can only cut 4 of those out of a 4x8 sheet of metal. So, I mean, they're big designs, but they look cool as shit hung up. So.
Dude, that would be like if for anyone out there in the live chat, we got almost 50 people in here right now. If you want to become a YouTuber, all you need is one of those and some LEDs in the background. Boom, you're in there, dog.
We'll show you some cooler stuff. We got the Fook the ATF with the dead dogs on it and the middle finger.
Oh, dude, that is sick. And it's kind of, hold on, let me zoom in on you real quick.
Yeah, this one's got a house bill up here. But I'll delete that on any of the ones that I sell, and because it doesn't need to be there. But it was just to actually show off the bill itself.
Yeah,
is the way I started that. So,
damn.
But my plan is I'm going to send these things out more than likely just with probably just a black rattle can protective coat on them, and let people do with them whatever they want. So if they want to paint up, say, something like my buddy right here, that I don't have boating accidents.
Hell yeah.
People say and all the time, if guns are banned, they're going to have boating accidents. Well, I don't have boating accidents.
Yeah, that's some vaginal tendencies type shit right there.
Yeah. But I'll just basically send them out, not necessarily completely raw, but let people do with them whatever they want. It's no different than an 80% frame. Let people paint them the way they want. And then, of course, we've got the vinyl graphics that are coming too. So, God, it's hard to get that glare off my screen. So that's if you don't like guns, no problem, don't buy them, all that stuff.
Problem solved. Nice.
Yeah. Stuff like this flag.
We stand, disarmed we fall. Hell yeah.
So, I mean, most of the stuff we'll be doing is all based around support for the Second Amendment, because, I mean, honestly, we just need the message out there.
Yeah, dude, this is exactly what, like, this is the boosting the signal, right? This is the same kind of shit that we talk about. Like, we get out there as often as possible, build guns, build from 80s, build, pipe shotguns, build, like, just building firearms will, not only is it liberation and is it freedom. Oh, wow. That's crazy. It's like McGruff.
Yeah, it's McGruff with the ATF hat on.
Wow. That's nuts.
So yeah, once I get the catalog built up, um, and hell, if you guys wanted to hit me up for something that you see on Instagram now, um, hit me up and we'll see what we can work out. That way,
Use
I get
code dark.
more designs in more people's hands. Um, my email is cantdesigns 2022 at gmail.com. So if you look at my Instagram, you look at I got some stuff posted on Facebook. If you see a design, hit me up and we'll work something out.
That's
Even
your email, right?
Yep, that's it. CNT Designs at 2022 at gmail.com. Yep. So,
Oh yeah.
hit me up. Even if we just do like a simple cash app on it. One of the biggest things I will try to work out with everybody is the shipping. So I'll price shipping. If you wanted something, what I'll do is I'll price shipping and let you know exactly what the shipping is. So it'll be cost plus shipping. And you just have to realize my cost has gone up 3 times what it should be because we have an idiot in the White House who basically has driven up the price of every damn thing.
Dude, it's nuts, man. And honestly, I mean, all this shit is by design. Like, look at the last 2 years. We have been put in a fishbowl and we have been literally just tested against to see how we'll react to being tampered with and poked and, fed bullshit. And
It's
this is,
that's one of my rants all the time. It's all about control, and that's all
yeah,
it comes down to.
yeah,
I've got to cover 2 bills here probably this weekend that go over domestic terrorism. And the way they outline things, it's all a bill to spy on people. If you disagree with the government, you're a domestic terrorist. They put you on prohibited possessor lists. It's crazy the amount of things that they're putting through right now to control you, to
yeah.
control your gun rights. They know gun rights is that last straw. If those go, everything else is toast.
It can't. It won't. There's too many, and I totally get what you're saying. I just mean, um, there will be too many people that are willing to sacrifice it
Yeah.
all. Gerchop, I don't see another message from you, Duke, and the response is the response to what? Are you saying the response to being in a fishbowl? Um, JSD P80s. Link in the description.
I gotta cut something for JSD just to see if I can throw a pretty cool design together with him.
There's actually, so Gerchop is actually not a link in the description. For all y'all out there, I can't put links like that in the description because I luckily have not gotten any strikes, and somehow have not gotten any strikes. And if I were to put something like that in the description, then I'll get I'll be on the no-no list, as if I'm not already on the no-no list. So yeah, if you guys do want the link, I actually posted it in chat. Jiminy crickets, that's loud. I actually put the link in the.
That's the one y'all were mean to me on Discord about, saying it was too punishery. I guarantee you, rednecks will buy this shit. Leave me alone.
Is that an MPL?
I don't know what.
Oh, it's 2 revolvers.
Yeah, it's two revolvers brought over.
I thought because it was covered up a little bit, I thought that was a magazine and a barrel. It looked like an old MPL. So Gertrude, that's a good question, because a lot of people think that the solution to this is to build 80% firearms, or to build, firearms from unfinished frames and receivers. And, I will say that arming yourself is one of the steps to prepare for anything bad that can happen, but it's not It's not what to do, it's one of the things to do.
Yeah.
Um, being armed is absolutely imperative, 100%. Being exceptionally well armed is imperative, 100%. Being exceptionally well armed and highly trained is paramount. Like,
Yes.
this is like, there's no gaps allowed in something like that. Now, any lunatic with, 5 fingers on one hand and a firearm can, bust a gun. Like,
Yeah.
that's
It's not just firearms. It's this.
medical. Yeah, medical is important. I move this bad boy.
If you want to know how members of Congress actually get to Congress, they drive their little clown cars. Yep.
That's the big medical. And then you got the EDC stop the bleed kit. But then the other piece is just Frank Castle is a good man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, he was.
The other thing is PP8. Yes, sir. 9mm Slim. The other thing is just skills and abilities. Like, put that to the side for a second. Those things that I mentioned, the being exceptionally well armed and being highly trained, in violence essentially, but still being a good person, a good, kind person that doesn't desire to fight. Like, no one desires to fight, but being willing to are different things. And by the way, I don't give advice. None of this is advice. This is just a casual conversation in jest that, whatevs. But the medical equipment, medical training, equipment doesn't equal training, and equipment and training doesn't equal survival. Because if you don't have your water, food, shelter, and security down pat, then we're all at risk. And right now, I don't have my own homestead. I'm at risk just as much as you guys are, because when it comes to water, food, shelter, and security, I have some of those things down pat, and I will eventually run out of water. I will eventually run out of food because I don't have a homestead. What I desire is to have a homestead with renewable sources of water and renewable sources of food that will long outlive me. But I'm not there yet. This is a journey, right? It's
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, you do what you can when you can.
yeah.
So it's a constant. Like my medical stuff that started about a year and a half ish ago. I mean, I've had some medical training before, but
Hmm.
having tourniquets on me. My work bag's got a med kit in it at all times, with a couple tourniquets in it. Quick clot gauze, Israeli bandages. Whatever I would need if someone had a serious traumatic incident, because
Hmm.
for me, that could happen in a shop environment. That's not
Yeah,
just blasting. That's someone getting caught up in a piece of equipment.
for
Um,
sure.
Drill presses. I've got a monster drill press. That thing will absolutely rip your hand off
Yeah.
if you mess around with it. So that could be a situation where it's torn ligaments, open veins. That could be a tourniquet situation in and of itself.
One of our viewers caught his gloved finger and I'm pretty sure it was his trigger finger on his dominant hand in a machine. I think it was a hydraulic press, and he lost about somewhere between a quarter inch and a half an inch of his. And if you're in chat and you want to say who you are, then that's fine. A lot of people likely already know who you are and what happened, but um, let me know if I'm incorrect in the story that I'm telling. But that thing sucked it right off. I mean, it just like
It
took a
will.
finger. Machinery is not to be messed with.
No, I mean, we've got in one of the shops I worked in. Oh hell, it's been before I went to this new place. I mean, you could take a piece of 3/4 inch stainless steel and it 12 inches wide, and it would cut it like a pair of scissors through paper.
Mm,
So your fingers and stuff have no chance against something like that. It's going to take him, and it's not even going to blink. And I did have a guy crush. Hell, he crushed his trigger finger in it. When the blade came down, he tried catching something on the opposite side. Well, that metal bent over, and when it did, it just crushed his trigger finger. Um, And then I had another guy that one of the big pedestal grinders we had, the tool rest on a pedestal grinder are only supposed to be about a 16th of an inch away from the wheel. That's standard, so that
Mm-hmm.
nothing can slip behind it. Well, that pedestal or that rest was about a half inch away from the wheel. And he put a piece of material in there. And when it came down, it flipped his finger in there and just took his whole finger down to the bone.
Oh,
Split second. So luckily that with the injury, it wasn't like any major vessels were damaged or anything. It was just a matter of wrapping him up, getting him to a place to sit him down, keeping him from absolutely just monkeying out on me till we could get him to a hospital.
yeah.
He spent, I don't know, probably 3 reconstructive surgeries just on that finger to get it back right.
Damn.
So, I mean, medical's a huge, huge thing to have on top of the blasters and the, nice scopes and all that.
Yeah, they're all just pieces, right? If
Yeah.
think of this as a puzzle, right? And I always bring up shit like, can you grow shit, right? Can you, like, as far as like your horticultural, agricultural game, can you, filter water? Can you, clean water? If you were surrounded by salt water and only had 2 empty Gatorade bottles, could you, create drinkable water?
It's solar still at that point. You're looking
Yeah.
at condensation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See,
Luckily enough for me, me and my wife, we got out of the city probably about 6 years ago. So we've got a place, we've got 10 and a half acres. We've got woods. We've got a creek.
nice.
There's no bugging out for us, really. It's a bug in situation because,
Yeah.
we're surrounded by woods. We've got everything that we need. Matter of fact, when COVID first started, I actually got back into trapping just to get my skills back up. So, being able to set traps that you don't have to monitor 24/7. You don't have to be there with it. It's not like hunting. You set it, you check it every day, and they're hopefully producing the whole time you're away from them. So, I mean, skills like that are something that have been lost to a lot of people.
Completely lost. Anything that has to do with the outdoors, I feel like this has been an intentional directive to get people indoors, get them away from nature, get them in the city, surrounded by people, and then tell them that they can't be close to anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Solitude Surfer, I feel terrible for you. He said, I zipped my Frankenbean into my zipper when I was going to prom. Don't ask how. The entire fire department came over and had a good laugh. Okay. There's so many unanswered questions that I don't even want to ask.
Wasn't that on what was that movie? Someone did it on a movie one time, and yeah, zipping your stuff up is not cool. That's you only do it about once, and then you learn how to stay away from it.
Man, I can't, like, I'm thinking of like, oh God, hell no. Let's see. Where was it? Preschool in AZ, how to find water. Damn, they taught you in preschool in Arizona how to find water. That's what's up. Can you source still in desert with just pee? Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of, if something about Mary, if people don't,
What's up?
Is that the
I
5-year-old?
will get you a popsicle in a minute. Yep, that's my daughter.
Does she want to say hi?
Monkey. Well, she doesn't have a shirt on. My daughter likes to run around all natural.
Yeah, mine too. She can.
I'm raising a nudist.
Well,
she thinks when she gets home, it's time to just fucking take everything off and she's free to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you one in just a minute, baby. Or ask your mama. Your mama's
I'm mad at you.
You're mad at me. Won't be the last time, I promise you.
I bite you. I'll bite you when you're sleeping.
Dang. That's some sadist type stuff right there.
That's my child, redheaded, and she's got the temper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my daughter smacked me in the face twice last night, and I let her. Right, like I had this thing like, when children act out, a lot of times if they do act on something, I knew it was coming. I could
Yeah,
have very easily like bobbed out of the way and then disciplined her, but I wanted her to do it and then feel terrible about it because
yeah,
I could take a lick, here and there or whatever. And she's strong, dude. Like, she's literally. I'll give you an example. So we were fighting around, and we were. John Crump Live says, "Coop,
what's up, Crump?
what's up, brother?"
Hey, I hope to mail your stuff and dark stuff out tomorrow. So you guys should be getting it decently quick.
You're about to call me by my name. You're about to call me Dave, weren't you?
No.
You can't tell people that, man.
Well, I could have called you Dick. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I answer to both.
yeah, so do I, apparently.
Yeah. But I had some dental work done, not like back in the day, but a few years back where I had some root canals, and she punched me in the face, and my crown popped off and became dislodged, and I had a root canal in that tooth.
Oh, man.
Like that's how freaking like stupid strong she is. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Again, I'm going to keep the bunny trails is where it's at. It's where the fun is. But
Hey, man, that's where we go.
tell me, what are the like ballpark kind of costs for this type of work? Like, I can only imagine something like as large as that sign. People
Oh,
would probably the flag. That's probably hundreds of dollars.
I wouldn't go hundreds with it. Let me see. So this guy, turn it around, and imagine it's going to be mailed out just a matte black instead of all the color I threw on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I do probably 120 on it.
Wow.
Just because one, the cost of materials, the cost the actual electrodes and stuff the plasma torch uses, those are all consumables. Then of course electricity, and then shipping on top of that. Shipping, unfortunately, the way shipping is going to be a big cost of mailing something out like that. Now, if you take something like my Sons of Liberty cut,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably $30.
That's not bad at all.
On top of it. So,
Damn.
I want to be as reasonable as I can on the price. I'm not looking to get rich on the plasma cuts. A lot of the stuff that I'm doing is just basically getting the 2A message out. So you figure cost of materials plus labor and all that. I'm not looking to just charge someone $400 for a cut that reasonably I can make a profit off of it, 120, 130.
Yeah.
Obviously I've got to make a profit. I've got to be able to replace material, but I'm not looking to gouge the shit out of anybody either. So it's based off what I would pay for it. Would I pay 120 for that cut? Yeah, I'd pay 120 for that, and I'd be satisfied with it. I don't want to price stuff where someone gets something they're like, damn, I paid $80 for that piece of shit. That's not what I want to do.
Well, I mean, just based off of what you shared about the cost of steel, that's extremely reasonable, right? Because like most of in 3D Arm says that's super reasonable, and I agree. That's even just the material that gets removed from that, because you can't reuse any of that shit.
No.
It's gone.
It's toast. Once it drops out of a cut like that, it's gone. That's money up a bull's butt right there. So
yeah, man, that would be great if there was a way to recycle that material. But I mean, I'm sure it's freaking molten lava at that point.
well, I mean, it drops out. You've got, say, when you do a cut, those letters will drop out decently intact. Like I said, you've got about a 35 thousandths kerf that comes around that. So they'll drop out decently intact, but unless you do like a couple of guys that I've known that have just played around with like abstract art, and they'll just take bits and pieces and weld them together and make something.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to do that, almost everything that drops out is pretty well useless.
Okay, this is what I want. Thank you for answering that. And this is what I want. I
I can
want
definitely do that.
a massive, like not massive, but like 16 by 12, 16 inches by 12 inches, freaking auto key card that is like, with the, because the one with the center cut out, just the center, which is a pin holder, was the really evil one. Ooh. I even had people like coming at me about the semi auto key card shirt that I did. I had people saying that that was an illegal machine gun.
The only thing with I just pulled it up now. The only thing with the plasma cut on the auto key card,
Hmm.
um,
Oh, it's an etching.
yeah, it's an etching. Now I could do some bridges in there that would hold the pieces in place, so
Yeah, yeah.
you'd still have the design of it.
Look up Lightning Link card, and you'll see the old one that had bridging. It won't be an exact replica
Yeah.
of the auto key card, but the one with the bridging, you'll see it had like one, two, three, four, five, like 8 bridges.
Matter of fact, I should have time tomorrow. If you watch my Instagram tomorrow evening,
Mhm.
I'll try to do a piece that's I don't know 8 inches by 10 inches and throw the image of an auto key card on it and have
Oh
it.
hell yeah, dude, that would be awesome.
that that would be simple enough. Hell, I'll put Matt's initials in the motherfucker just to piss people off.
Hell yeah. Could you? I mean, is the environment when you're plasma cutting safe to like run video like while you're cutting?
Yeah. There's a couple of videos on my Instagram, I think, of me cutting. Uh,
Nice.
Matter of fact, I was gonna videotape the second cut that I did for you and hit the wrong damn button on my phone and it didn't record. So that kind of messed me up on that. But
That's all good.
yeah, I think I posted a couple on my YouTube channel of the plasma
Nice.
cutter running.
Yeah, I
So
didn't
people
see
can kind
any
of get an
video.
idea of it, what it looks like when it's actually cutting.
Yeah, man, that's that would be awesome. I didn't see any actual videos of you cutting. That's definitely something that I want to see.
I need
Um,
I need to shoot one uh, of me designing something in the software. I'll just have to use my phone in kind of a crazy half-ass way to do it, and that way people can kind of see some of the design aspect of it.
yeah,
Actually going in and editing an image, and like I said, there's some custom stuff I can do as long as I can get a good outline of an image. I can normally pull it over, edit it, and cut it.
yeah. I just got a text from my attorney that says not to do an auto key card on anything, regardless of the size.
Can I do one where I change the auto key card into basically dicks?
We change it
I
into a dick.
on it.
Yep, we change it into a dick. A big,
Definitely do that.
throbbing, veiny dick.
It'd be hard to do the veins, but I can definitely do the profile.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that stuff, it just drives me freaking insane.
I know,
The,
man.
the amount of stuff, and I go over it on my channel all the time. My most hated phrase in the world right now is interstate or foreign commerce, because the federal government has no legal way to regulate firearms in the states, but they
Hmm.
use the interstate commerce clause to do it because they
Yeah.
say it negatively affects commerce in between two separate states. So that's why they step in and they can regulate firearms. That's how the 1934 NFA was actually written. So if you look at any gun law that is going to actually not necessarily be a regulation, but going to be a law, every time they mention interstate or foreign commerce,
Hmm.
and that's what they use to regulate firearms. Because constitutionally, the federal government has no right to regulate firearms.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
It may piss some people off, but your states actually have the right to regulate firearms, but the federal government doesn't. So, like California, if you read their constitution and it doesn't give the government the right to regulate firearms, then they shouldn't be able to do it. It's not a constitution.
Yeah, I mean, every single restriction against any tool of self-preservation is an encroachment on our natural rights.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And
Fire Otter says that he would love to see a video of yours on CRS's channel. So
yeah, I'm going to shoot one. I'm kind of playing around with the idea. I think I've talked to or seen a bunch of people like Smash Time the other night. They were talking about building AKs.
yeah.
So I might shoot a video just over the general tools to build an AK. That way people get an idea of, there's almost as much of an investment in the tools to build an AK as there is in the parts themselves. It's not like an AR. You can mill out I've got an 80% lower sitting over there. You can mill out an 80% lower for an AR for tools and all for, I don't know, $150 easy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your higher end.
Yeah.
For an AK, just your rivet press to actually press the rivets when you slide the trunnion in to actually press the rivets. That one tool is like $120 or $140.
Yeah.
Then you got to be able to press the barrel. You absolutely have to have headspace gauges. Your go and go, and your go gauge and your go gauge.
You know what people were using to pull when they bought kits? There were a lot of creative people that were doing builds from kits with populated barrels.
Yeah.
So they would actually have to pull the barrel out. They were using steering wheel removal tools.
Yeah.
That they got from,
Yeah. I can see that working because all it is to pull your barrel out of a trunnion, you just need a steady force going in one direction that's going to overcome that friction, because you've got anywhere from a 2/1000 to about a 5/1000 interference in between the barrel journal and the trunnion itself.
Yeah.
That's your major force right there.
Most people haven't even, seen an AK built. And, I haven't personally built an AK, but I've been, present during other people building them. And, I mean, check my hoodie out, yeah, this is, though I will say I got a safe full of all sorts of stuff. I will say my AKs are in the back. My ARs are in the front, right? I still love my AKs. That's nothing will ever change about that. Would I run them? Absolutely. Would I trust them 100%? Yes. And I would run them in a WROL situation if every single, civilian, law enforcement, military were rocking plate carriers with AK mags in their shit, in their gear, then yeah, absolutely. I would be rocking an AK, no question. It's just that the commonality of the AR and the Stenag AR M4 M16 magazine and the ammunition for it is just way too popular amongst not only law enforcement and military, but civilians as well.
I mean, the 5.56 or the 223 cartridge is the most popular cartridge in the United States. Hands down, that's where it's at. That's where,
really?
Yeah, I mean, your AR platforms outsell about anything else.
I thought 22 was the
22 rim might beat it, but it's going to be hard. The AK was the first gun that I ever built, which I know it's dumb starting out with one of the hardest guns to build. That's going to be your first one. Yeah, that's my dumb ass. But I always loved AKs.
Yeah.
I bought a Wasser from a place not too far from me in December of 18. By February 19, I had built the gun. So I spent, I don't know, about a month learning how to use a vertical mill so I could, because I built all my own tools for it.
Damn.
Toth Tools is a company. You have to excuse me. I've got a sinus thing going on.
There you go.
But Tall Tools, they put out a line of tools where you can build an AK on your kitchen table. You don't have to have shop presses and everything.
Yeah, I've heard about a lot on the AK files. Like I used to be all into that shit, and
Yeah.
I really wanted to get into building AKs, man. But rivets are intimidating.
They very much can be. That's why the first kit that I built, I found the cheapest kit I could possibly find,
Did you do a
which
screw
ended up
build?
being a fucking inner ordnance kit, a blemish inner ordnance kit.
Was it a screw build?
No, it wasn't a screw build. I
Okay,
ripped
okay,
it and everything. But
okay.
what I did was I bought that cheap ass kit, kind of like my proof of concept.
Hmm.
Can I build this thing and can I make it run? And I got bolt cutters. I shaped out the jaws on bolt cutters to press rivets. I made my own barrel press. I just took Tall Tools, took a picture of their tool, went to the shop and was like, okay, I have this material. I've got some all thread, and actually made the tool to press the barrel in and out.
Wow.
And like I said, it was my proof of concept. It wasn't pretty. That's why this thing is torn down. This is the original receiver. This was
Oh,
a
wow.
this was an AK Builder flat. I made the bending dies for it. Bent
Is
it.
that rattle can or is that
Yeah,
from?
that's rattle can. That's
Oh,
straight rattle can, baby. I live off rattle cans.
I feel you. I didn't know for a second it looked like.
So I put on.
Oh,
Can you help
okay.
me button?
So here, come here. Say hi to everybody.
Hey.
This is my youngin. Wave hi.
Hi. You gonna bite him in his sleep?
Yeah. I
And I
will,
like biting people.
I will get your popsicle in a minute. So you go, okay? Okay. Yes,
Say,
sir.
give me a popsicle.
I'll get your popsicle in just a second. Go. Alana.
Yes, sir. Can you help me button this?
I will help you in a sec. She doesn't have school tomorrow. She is wired for sound. But yeah, Bill,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I think I'll do for CRS is I'll just go over, all the tools that you need to actually build the AK, to actually do the rivets right, to do your short rivets, your long rivets. The last guns I built were from bent receivers, bent 80%. So there's another jig that clamps onto this to where you can mill out your safety selector switch. And then there's another jig you use to actually do your trunnions, because your trunnion holes are all going to be a little bit different. If you pick up 10 trunnions, all of those are going to have a little bit different alignment.
Yeah.
So
Especially,
each one of them is going to be specific.
yeah, especially like if I ran into this issue when, so I have a Chrome Draco AK, and and actually, so I've been toying with the idea of posting a video for CRS, and for all of you guys that have hit me up, like, bro, Dark, like, why haven't you done a video on CRS's channel? Like, I see all these other people doing videos, and you're not. Just know that if I have not or have not yet, that, like, trust me, there's a good reason that I haven't, and we're trying to do everything that we can to make sure that he's protected. And so now that we've had some conversations about it, that that it's good to do, I'm probably going to do a video on there. And one of the things CRS said, and other people have said that this was a good idea, was to do a video in detail going over the Chrome AK, what it was, what it is, how it came to be, why I did it, because it's fucking crazy if you think about it. Like, why would you hard Chrome an AK? But it's cool as shit.
Are you doing that, Dark? Let me grab something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. And what in the world? And discussing that with him, it was like, okay, like, what would you want to do? And I think doing a video of the Chrome AK and then maybe even doing some live fire with it too would be dope. But and this is kind of funny. Every time I think of an AK or building an AK, I can't get this out of my head. When you look at the warrant that was used in Waco, Texas, from the ATF FBI situation that occurred there, they said that your boy Koresh was getting AK lowers and AK uppers and getting them from different places and different sources and then putting them together and building full auto AKs. Now, this is what the actual warrant said. So the ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, main office located at 244 Needy Road in Martinsburg, West Virginia, that is supposed to be the experts, the benchmark of experts on firearms, think that there is an upper receiver for an AK-47, or thought that there was an upper receiver for an AK-47, or they lied and intentionally did this to, cause the issue that they did, or just get the warrant that they wanted. But it just blows my mind that, you don't know fire. What are you talking about? A dust cover? Did a dust cover convert an AK to full auto? Come on, dude. It's ridiculous. It's bizarre. I know it's bizarre. It was a grenade shell that fell out of a package. I don't know what you're saying. I see senses at raise. Some are just for loops in programming. Okay, these must be side conversations. 69. The Don. Musical comments. We got musical comments here, but the Earth is flat. So what are they really watching over? Damn, y'all having straight side conversations up here. I was trying to address chat I didn't mean to be ignoring y'all. It's just sometimes in conversations we easily get sidetracked. The Dust Bar. Something original. What's up, man? The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. Absolutely, and it was even prior to that.
Show you.
I know, right? They really don't know shit. They don't know shit. The ATF doesn't know shit about firearms. It's a fucking joke.
No, they don't know anything. I've seen them court cases. I've watched court cases where they testify on stuff. They don't know a damn thing at all. I saw one guy in the chat. He thought I said top tools. It's TOTH, TOTH. And this is an example of what I made that kind of mimics their tool. So you actually tighten this down with a ratchet, and that will help press your rivets.
Wow.
So that was, like I said, I just took pictures of their tools. Since then, I've replaced everything with AK Builder tools from AK Builder.
Nice.
And they're tops, but
yeah, AK Builder is dope.
This is the tools for their barrel press. So these end pieces are actually got a slot on them, and they align with the rivet pattern in your trunnion. You clamp it up in a vise around your receiver, and then when you tighten this centerpiece down, you can press the barrel in or out depending on how you have it configured.
Nice. That's never mind. I remember what I was going to say, but go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So you could build an AK and build a good AK right on your kitchen table, but it's still a matter of the tools are going to be a lot of the cost for building one. Because it's not an AR. You're not just milling out a trigger pocket. You're actually pressing barrels in and out. You're actually head spacing. You're actually
truly building.
Yeah.
Not just assembly.
Yeah. This is the receiver from the wasser that I've got torn down. So if you look at the rivets in the front, you actually have to rivet those inside that front trunnion.
Yep.
So they have to be crushed to where the barrel can slide in without the interference from the rivets.
Yeah.
And then you've got trigger guard rivets you have to do. Those have to be crushed.
And they're all different types of rivets, different sizes. Show me the rear.
So that's the rear. So those are
fixed
long rivets.
Yeah.
That rivet actually goes all the way through. Where these, of course, only go through right to the barrel.
Yeah.
And then you've got rivets that have to be, let me see, where'd that other receiver go? I don't know. Fuck, I done lost it. You've got some parts of these rivets or some rivets where you actually have to dimple the receiver
Yep.
because trunnion itself is dimpled. So when the rivet goes in, it's got kind of an angled neck. It's got to slide down in there, and then when you crush it, it actually swells that rivet and holds everything in place.
And those are called crush neck rivets?
Swell necks.
Swell necks, that's right.
Yeah, swell neck rivets. So you've got a straight rivet, you've got swell neck rivets, you've got rivets that go partially through, rivets go all the way through. This one's got the actual scope rail on the side of it. So that'll be on the side folder when I rebuild it. So that's going to be a new adventure for me because I haven't done a side folder and I haven't done one with the side rail on it. So
You know what you should do?
The learning curve. What's
you
that?
should pick up one of the Polish Tantal stocks, because the Polish Tantal stock is an all metal, so you can do a lot of refinishing things, painting, whatever you want to do with it. It is a side folder. I believe it's right side folder, and it is all metal, and it goes into a fixed stock trunnion. And what Coop mentioned earlier is one of the things that I lost kind of track of what I was saying. But for the Chrome AK, I got it refinished to completely hard chrome when it was a Draco pistol. Now, technically, it is still a Draco pistol, but what I mean by that is it had a pistol trunnion. It wasn't a Draco C with an underfolding trunnion. Otherwise, I would have put in the Form 1, SBR'd it, and then got a underfolding stock kit, completely hard chromed, and then just drilled it, milled it, and then installed that bad boy in there. But because it was a blank pistol trunnion, which you could also cut through that if you really wanted to, but no matter what, if I did that amount of work to an AK that was already refinished beautifully, it would have been stupid, because what would I have had to have done after that? Go back and refinish that bitch again.
Yeah.
So I spend years and years and years, over a decade, with it just sitting in pistol configuration. No brace, no stock, no SBR. It's just a pistol. It's like a novelty thing. And it's got plum furniture. And if you know anything about like the Circle 10 AR stuff, they stopped importing plum Circle 10 mags in like 2000 shit.
It was under Obama, I thought.
I think it was 2010.
Yeah, it was somewhere around there because that's when they did the import ban on all the Russian stuff.
Yeah. So I have a 10-round Circle 10 plum mag. I have a 30-round Circle 10 plum mag, and I have a 40-round Circle 10 plum mag, which are extremely rare. They go for several $100s per magazine, and it's pretty ridiculous. But I also have some chrome magazines as well to match. But what I wanted to do was keep it AK-ish. I didn't want to put like some bullshit brace on there that didn't look, because this isn't like a tactical AK. This is a legit, very traditional looking AK. So even though all the braces and shit were coming out, I was like, I'm not interested. Well, Palmetto State Armory came out with, I think it's SB Tactical and PSA, did a bunch of different colors, and the triangle brace that's a folder, but you have to drill an 8mm hole through the rear trunnion. So one day I was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to do this. So I ordered, and you guys support my boy Walter at Safety Harbor Firearms.
Yeah.
You can get, here, I'll do a little zoom. You can get an adapter like this. Now, this one is for the Scorpion. This one is also from Safety Harbor Firearms. But you can get one like this for the AK. And it essentially sits on the end, right? And then it has a Picatinny rail adapter. And then you can just, torque down your brace to fit on this.
Yeah.
So you have to drill an 8mm hole through the rear trunnion, and then you put on the adapter, and then you bolt that bad boy down until it like sinks and it fits. If you drill your hole properly, which you got to mic it or use calipers at least, and if you drill it properly, the little ridges fit just perfectly on the back of that AK. Now, having a black adapter on a hard chrome gun was not going to look right. So I took this and I literally like I completely degreased it, cleaned it, removed all oils from it, and then I took the Brownells um, stainless gray um,
Aluminum
alumihide.
hydrant, yeah.
Yep, doused that thing in it, man, and gave it 2 coats, and that thing looked chrome as shit. So I installed it from there, and then I added the plum folding brace, and now I have a functional, pistol that has more stability with the addition of the brace, and it all matches beautifully. The thing I was going to get to with all this shit that I'm saying is this. I was running into issues like this. Well, I could remove the rivets and then just put a different trunnion in there. Well, no, you
Yeah.
can't, because like you said, all different trunnions have all different trunnion patterns. That's how typically you can spot a Draco C with an underfolding trunnion by looking at the outside of it, or which they go for well over $1,000. I mean, this is before the craze. They went for well over $1,000. But the fixed stock trunnion usually has 2 rivets, one up here, the one down here on the top. The underfolding trunnion usually has 3. The pistol trunnion usually has one at the top and then one like canted at the bottom. Yeah, see there.
Yeah, if you look at that one, since it's got the side rail,
Mm-hmm.
the side rail actually covers up one of the rivets, but one's right there and one comes through that side rail.
Yep.
That's your fixed stock.
So 2 kind of canted like that. And every single one that what I wanted to do was put a fixed stock trunnion on there and then get one of the Polish Tantal stocks hard chromed, because that would be the closest thing. It wouldn't leave a rivet hole open. You wouldn't have to completely, fill an empty hole and then refinish it
Yeah.
or drill. It would have been a nightmare. So I feel like this decision to put the brace on it was the best thing I could have done.
That adapter right there works out great. I've seen it on a bunch of guns,
Mm-hmm.
and similar adapters, and it works out beautifully.
Yeah.
And that extra hole in that rear trunnion, it's not going to hurt anything.
Yeah.
Your rear trunnion's basically holding your recoil spring. What you do to the ass end of the gun right there is not going to change any of the characteristics to it.
Well, funny enough, you know how I got through it a little bit easier than probably most people would have is back when it was a freshly hard chromed sorry when I had just recently gotten it hard chromed, I wanted to rock a 2-point sling on it, because when it's just a pistol with no stability from a brace or anything like that, you really are limited into your capability with it, right? And a sling just helps you really tighten it up really nicely, and it almost simulates the stability. It gives you the maximum amount of stability without changing the designation of the firearm, like to an SBR or whatever, or a braced pistol. So I had my buddy, who's a gunsmith, drill and tap it for a sling swivel. So the back trunnion already had like a 3 and 30 seconds hole started in it. So I just took an 8 mil bit and just kind of started slowly working through, and I got through it. And then working through that metal gave me the balls to work on other metal, and then work on the SIG 320, which is like 16 gauge freaking hardened steel, and so on and so on. So it's been a blast, man. Work on metal.
Yeah, I mean that's why I like building the AK for my first gun. Getting through that, that kind of gave me the confidence where if I look at a gun and I want to build it, I'm more than likely I'm just going to jump on it, because if I can figure that out and build the tools for it, there ain't much I can't get through.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, I want to build one so bad it ain't funny.
Dude, there's a lot of people in our community that build like Stens, Valmets,
Yeah.
AKs, HKs, like from cut receivers. They weld. They do such an incredible job, and I mean, like that is building. What we typically look at is building. Like I'll say that building like a Glock from a P80. Yes, that's building because you are taking something that is a piece of plastic and you are putting the work in to put the holes in it, to clear the channel, to take the tabs off. And if you finish it nicely, which I think I'm actually going to do my first black P80. I don't think I've ever done a black P80. That's cool. Which will be the Glock 43 because I just got in a shipment from JSD Supply. So for all you guys out there, if you know, hey yo, if you know, you may know, you may not know the rule change for braces is coming by or before June. Now, a little birdie told me that because they know that when things like this happen and when things like this come out, that they see a massive sense of urgency in the purchasing of things like braces and unfinished frames and receivers before the rule changes. So I was told that so they can eliminate that whole massive panic purchasing, that they're going to come in like a month early and they're going to basically throw it out and be like, y'all are fucked. All the people that thought they had until June 1st are going to be short. And I'm pretty sure you can get most of the P80s on JST Supply with my link and code DARK between $69 and $89, depending on which one you're looking at, which is stupid cheap. And I got my first. Wow.
This is my homage to gun laws and Joe Biden's crack pipes.
Wow. With the iron. What'd they call it?
Iron pipeline.
Pipeline. That's right. Jesus. And then now they're giving crack. You know the funniest thing about all this shit that no one has even brought up at all.
Then my popsicle wrapper was leaking, so that's my hands kind of.
Okay, go on, baby.
Popsicles leaking.
Popsicle's leaking. It's an emergency. You're okay. Go grab the paper towel.
Make sure to wet the paper towel too, because otherwise you're just gonna end up with sticky fibers on your hand.
The kids are a hoot.
Oh yeah. So shit. Damn. So this whole thing about the free crack pipes for everyone. They're saying because of all the issues with the intravenous drug use, they're going to give crack pipes to people. No one has sat there and said, hold on a second, because of all these people abusing crack intravenously, we're going to give people crack pipes. You can't shoot crack cocaine. Well,
it takes a little bit, but
yeah, you can shoot blow. I'll attest to that because I've shot blow a lot before I got clean more than 11 years ago. You can shoot coke, you can shoot dope, you can shoot pills, you can shoot a lot. You can shoot meth, you can shoot all that shit. And for people that are here that don't know, I was a heroin addict and addicted to opiates and painkillers and all that shit and heroin for a long time, for years, and I've been clean for more than 11 years. But thank you. The amount of work that it takes to shoot crack cocaine, you don't buy crack if you're slamming it, if you're shooting it. You buy crack if you are hitting the glass dick, if you are piping it, if you are smoking it. You would need to use an acid, like at least like lemon juice or stronger to remove that. It's crazy. Dude, that thing is awesome.
Crack is whack.
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. Yeah, crack is whack. Yeah, I'll keep my thoughts to myself on that.
Come on, you might as well go ahead and let it out, man.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it when I was doing drugs. Like, hey, I thought it was a great time to hide in a closet for 16 hours. I have never gone so crazy searching on the carpet and putting like dried up pieces of deodorant in a pipe because you think it's crack. Like that shit will do a number on you, and it's not. And I'm totally open to talk about drugs, substance abuse, and issues. I've been in recovery for nearly a dozen years, and I got 10 years clean. Hell yeah, 9mm Slim. That's awesome, man. Good for you. What's up, Tech? Salute. Um, the amount of work you need to put into. Okay. Let me back up a little bit. Okay. So there are these dudes in South America. These dudes in South America are in huts. The dudes in South America that are in huts get coca leaves. The coca leaves are put through a process. In that process, they use things like gasoline. They use things like acetone. I had to look to see what I was like. I know I got a chemical here that they use acetone and these terrible, disgusting chemical substances to extract the cocaine from the coca leaves. They get a paste. Once they get that paste, they spread it out as thin as they can while leaving it still thick enough to be reformed later. And then they use things like heat lamps and the dry air to dry it out. Then they take it and they form it into 1,000-gram bricks. The bricks are called kilos. It's 2.2 pounds. Then they use a press, and then they press, usually pressing their logo or whatever the name of that is, or their cartel name or whatever. They press it into 1,000-gram brick. Then that 1,000-gram brick is put in someone's butthole, tires, obviously not butthole, but you know what I mean.
Rolls.
Yeah, they'll find somewhere to put it. They'll put it in the butthole of livestock if they need to, and then bring it over to the United States. When they bring it to the United States, they take that cocaine, they cook it with baking soda, and then put it through a reverse process that then cooks it into crack cocaine, which is pure cocaine and baking soda, which is smokable. Through all that, why would a motherfucker take something and then reverse engineer that shit? No. They would just buy something completely different. So I'm calling bullshit right now on the free crack pipes thing to say that there is absolutely no fucking person in the world that is buying crack for the purpose of shooting it intravenously. And if you are so fucking stupid.
One of the coolest dudes that I've ever met in my life. I work with him at one of the places I work for. I work now. He'd been clean for I don't know, probably 15 years. Damn. But he was talking about they went to a place to go buy some damn coke. They were going to snort or shoot or whatever, and ended up getting a crack rock. And said, man, they tried everything they could to break that shit down to do anything but smoke it. They just couldn't do it. They couldn't get it broke down enough.
Dude, at like the absolute best. So coke, if you put flame directly to coke, it actually kills the majority of it. So when you have to do it in a very specific way to where you're basically vaporizing it and you're inhaling the fumes. Yeah. And that's why people, when they're using crack pipes, they take a glass pipe and then they take copper from like Chore Boy or like things like that as a filter. They shove it in there and then they put, they break up the crack, which you usually need to use at least your fingernails, if not a knife or razor of some sort. And then they use a torch, or they heat up the pipe, and then as soon as it starts to melt, then they tap the flame in there a little bit. But if you completely torch the rock, it actually kills a lot of the cocaine.
They can use Coke cans. One of these days I'll explain how to do that, because I've seen it go down.
Oh yeah, you got to put ashes on there.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Yeah, you could definitely do. I mean, you can smoke crack out of most things, but realize that you are putting so much heat to that shit. You're gonna burn the fuck out of your lips. You're gonna burn the fuck out of your fingertips. Don't do drugs. Don't ever do drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs are terrible. You'll be walking around looking like you got herpes just because you were sucking on that glass dick so long. It's terrible. But I forgot. I had a reason for why I was saying this.
There is no reason, Doc. Just run with it, man.
Basically, even crackheads don't know how to smoke crack. No, I'm all joking aside.
Dirt McGirt, old tin can bandits. Yep.
Old tin can bandits.
And bandits
Dude,
and Cookie Monsters, baby. They got them all.
honestly, I could, when we're done, I'll show you in 30 seconds or less that I can turn this into a functional smoking device with my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so um,
But no one's going to take crack and turn it into something they can inject
yeah.
yeah, there's no way.
Or they're just so fucking desperate because it's the only thing they can get, and then they reverse engineer it using something acidic, bringing it back to its original. It's just so much like,
Well,
imagine taking like a sandwich, making a sandwich, bringing the sandwich into the country, and then turning the sandwich into some sort of pate or paste, and then someone buying the paste and then bringing it back to their house and then pressing pieces of the paste back into fake bread and then fake filling and then putting it back together and then eating it. Like, it's not going to happen.
it amazes me. You know, they are all over. In the first 100 days of the Biden administration, they put in over 100 anti-gun bills. So they're trying to take everything away from us. I'm trying not to grab anything that's complete, but they're trying to take all these away. These don't do anything to anybody.
Yeah.
They're going to go give out fucking crack pipes and needles. I mean, these will break your bank account, no lie. But,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
the
about
addition
it.
to these isn't going to make me go out and rob somebody or
Yeah.
go sell myself on the street. Well, it might. If there were a couple of guns involved, I might. I'm not saying
Yeah,
I
it
won't.
depends. Are we talking like custom Nighthawks?
Yeah, we no, depends on the gun. Yeah, I might. Any of y'all out there, I might.
Yeah,
But
it's got to be
ridiculous.
anything post 80, pre 86
Yeah,
transferable. Holler at me. I may be willing to, do some dirty shit for that,
yeah.
legally, of course.
It's all consenting adults at that point. I have no issues with that.
Yeah, yeah. If you happen to, transfer one of your Form 4 or Form 1 pre 86, transferable machine guns. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if you had a Dillon minigun, there's shit I might do. I mean, I'm just saying it's open to interpretation.
yeah, damn, yeah. But you're right. I mean, it is clear that whether it's the government or the people that are pulling the strings of the government, um, whether it's outside governments that are influencing our government, whatever the fuck is really going on, we likely won't know. But one thing I can tell you is that they want all of our people, especially our military aged males that are armed, to be so just fucking drowning in convenience and consumerism and the addiction to money, the addiction to pornography, the addiction to drugs, and they want us on medication, mentally ill and useless, and they want us to be trapped in this fucking world where we are helpless, and then we do a shitty job of raising our kids, and then our kids end up fucking only like watching YouTube and ordering fucking Grubhub, and they're the ones that are supposed to fight this battle now because
You know,
they know if it were us, they'd be fucking short.
you know why part of that is, and I'll rock my screen back. That pill bottle skull that I've got back there on the wall represents a bill that Sheila Jackson Lee put through. And she actually admits in the text of the bill that if you've had any sort of mental counseling, if you've ever been on Xanax, if you've ever been depressed, it would take half the country of gun owners and make them prohibited possessors off the rip.
Hmm. Yep.
I mean, that's what that bill represents. Half the country absolutely can't own guns because all of us have been jammed up at one point or another. I mean, we've all needed some sort of help, some sort of counseling. Anytime you've done something like that, they want you to be a prohibited possessor.
Yeah. They want to create as many as they can.
Well, I mean, the more they can knock out, the more they can erode your rights, the more they can control things, the more power they have to do what they want to do and screw you because you can't stop them. You can't stand up to them. You're plebes at that point.
Yeah.
And at this point right now, we literally don't have representatives anymore. We have people that go to Congress to do whatever the hell they want. I did a video series of me, a letter I wrote to Congress, my state people, my federal people. I sent it to everybody, Democrat or Republican. The 4 or 5 people I've got responses back from were so canned, didn't hit on any of the points I talked about. It was just basically pissing down my neck and telling me it's raining. That's exactly what it was. So I wrote them all back and basically told them they're full of shit. So we'll see how the next round of letters goes.
I mean, I honestly have never written or called or emailed a senator or congressman, or I mean, I have voted several times, but I no longer believe in politics. I no longer believe that the people in power will ever, like, no one person or no people will be able to change that machine. And I know that is a really bad black-pilled way of looking at this, but I don't believe that there is a president, when we're looking at hundreds and hundreds of years of corruption that have led us to the point that we're at now, where they're continuously borrowing our freedoms, they're borrowing our liberties, and promising that they'll give them right back. And you know as well as I do that once they take something, they don't give that shit back.
Yeah.
You know?
The only reason I'm spending the time to write these assholes and to do videos on them is just so my voice is there. Just so when shit happens, I can say, hey, you know, I at least tried. And the first time I wrote anything was, I think the frame, it was either the pistol braces or frames and receivers. I can't remember which one came out first. But it was because I was following Crump, and Jared with Guns and Gear and a bunch of other guys. And they got me fired up. And I went and looked at it for myself and was like, this is complete horseshit.
Yep.
So if nothing else, my voice is going to be there. That's my YouTube channel. If nothing else, my voice is going to be there. I'm going to be the one saying, hey, the house is on fire. We need to put it out. So when it burns completely down and I'm standing outside looking at it, I can at least go,
I tried to.
I said something.
Yeah. You know? And I don't blame you. And honestly, I would fight and die for your right to be able to do that as well, and to express yourself to those, you know, in power. And, you know, I think that, like, I certainly don't think anything negatively for you and others doing that. There are a lot of people in our community, right, the freedom community, that would say, like, oh, you're contacting your congressmen and senators and you're a bootlicker and I think that's so just evil and unkind and wrong. We need to support each other, whatever we think, you know, is the way for us. As long as you're doing it within your heart, the purpose of getting freedom and liberty for yourself and others, I would fight and die for yours and anybody's right to be able to do that. And really quickly, sorry to add one other thing in. For those that don't know, I saw this pop up earlier in chat. I didn't address it. What Morningstar's name is referring to is Jesus. If you read the book of Revelations, they're referring to, and the way I interpret it as, and I didn't know until he told me maybe a week ago, maybe a few days ago, I can't recall. And I went back and I actually read it. And it appears that they're referring to the Morning Star as Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
One other thing, sorry. I just got an alert that a particular YouTuber just went live right now. And here's one other thing I don't like. Allow me just to complain and bitch for a second, okay? It would be really fucking easy. Sorry, my Batman utility belt is getting in the way. Yeah, I was with my wife, and I was like, you know, hop in the shower real quick, and I was like, all right, I gotta do this real quick. I'm, you know, going live soon. She's like, all right, well, hurry up. It's like gun, magazine, knife, pepper spray, flashlight. She's like, what the fuck? You're in the house. I'm like, I know, you never know. So the oh, I'm sorry. I'm still suffering a little bit from the whole COVID brain thing, man. Where
We
I
got you.
keep getting these weird ass fucking brain farts where, and I'm not like that where I just forget shit. It's not me, but it's probably engineered in there with the HIV
More
virus.
than likely.
Did you know that? I mean, they confirmed that COVID was engineered with a partial HIV.
That was the spike protein. That's why
Mhm.
Australia shut down their vaccine program for a little while, because early in the program, when they were vaccinating people, they all started popping for HIV.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. There's still articles about it, and I said it before then. The spike protein that they used was from the AIDS virus. And a bunch of people looked at me like I was crazy. Now the BBC's doing stories on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just a dumb welder, but I figured this shit out. Matter of fact,
Dude, that shit's crazy.
BT posted a video about it.
Yeah, that's where I first saw it, actually.
Yeah, me and her, we were in a live stream the other night, and either her or me said something about it, and she said she had the video and she posted it.
Yeah, I went to her channel just the other day and I saw it. But that's what I was talking about. Sorry, this is weird, but it keeps happening. But so basically, I had mentioned that another YouTuber had just gone live,
Yeah.
and if some of you guys out there in the community too, then you likely saw that this individual went live, and there are some people in this, and I hate to call it like the prepper community, because that's just like what someone that is planning on eating, drinking, staying sheltered, and securing it. Like, I don't even want to call it the prepper community, but preparedness community, people that believe that they may have to, defend what they have later on in their life, or the next generation of their children's life or whatever. But with everything that's going on right now, everything that's going on politically, everything that's going on between different countries, the what most people see as an impending fight, um, there's all these channels that are coming here and they're like, all right, guys, right now we are at the darkest times we've ever seen in our country. We are on the brink of war. What I see happening is this is going to happen. And then by this happening, this will happen. And then when that happens, that means this will happen, which will cripple everything and drop. Now, I'm not saying that some of these things aren't possibilities, because we all run through the whole scope of potential things that may happen that will fucking destroy our country and make us fight each other in the streets over soy lattes. Like, I get it. But what they're doing is they're saying, so what you need to do is you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare yourself for these things. You need to get this gear. And by the way, I have affiliate links for all this below. All of it's posted on my website. And they are selling fear. They are black pilling people and then selling them fear so they can increase their net income through the fear of others, which is fucking evil. And one of the number one dudes that I see doing this, and fuck it, I'm going to call him out, is fucking Black Scout Survival. And the reason I'm going to say this, and typically I wouldn't call people out by name, the reason I'm going to say this is because we have a little community of YouTubers, right? We have people that believe in freedom, believe in liberty, believe in independence, and want to help others. And when people come to us, if someone comes to me and they're like, Dark, I want to start a channel, or I want to grow my channel, or like Richard Hoffman contacted me when he was at like 300 subscribers or 500 subscribers. The motherfucker is at like double what I have now. He's at like 5,000 subs. So I'm at 3,000. He's at 5,000. He passed me, and I'm so fucking happy that he did. He deserves it. He earned it, and good for him. But when a YouTuber or somebody that's a content creator reaches out, we sit down, we have a conversation with them, like mostly virtually, right? But we talk to them and we share ideas and things that have helped us and things that have contributed to others. And That's it. It's a conversation of contributing to people because we all want to get the same messages out. We all want to get the information out because now these motherfuckers are going after information. They're grabbing fucking how to build a P80. They're grabbing how to fucking mix, aluminum and potassium nitrate and sulfur to make an explosive. Or, they're which all of this is completely legal, by the way. They're grabbing all this information they can and they're removing it and they're pulling it down and they're trying to keep the information from coming to you. And we are trying to actively be opposition to that and help others grow their channels that believe in freedom and liberty and independence and to get that message out. There's a YouTuber that had a very small channel. He was starting his channel. He had like 10 subscribers, which were mostly his family. And he contacted Black Scout Survival. I have the fucking screenshot. Sorry, if she can hear me, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I got my head.
Okay, cool. So he said, hey, Black Scout Survival, you're somebody that I look up to a great deal. I watch all of your videos. I watch all of your live streams. I come in, I engage, and I, am a part of your community. And because I admire you so much, I wanted to see if there was any advice that you can give me on growing my YouTube channel. What would it be? His response was, I would happily provide you with a 15-minute consultation for $375.
You're shitting me.
Swear to God, I got a screenshot of that shit. And I probably shouldn't have it. Because I don't want to, put him on blast, put the other person on blast. I would gladly put Black Scout Survival on blast. Last time I was in his chat, I was like, hey, Black Scout Survival, why are you offering $375 15-minute consultations for YouTubers, and why is every single thing that you say is going to happen correlate with the exact type of gear that you're selling and the affiliate links that you have and the shit that you're selling on your fucking website? Like, dude, bro, like this is
Dude, that's insane to me because, like, hell, I've got what 30 something followers. You, Crump, hell, I've been on with Santee TV. You guys have all been cool as hell. So someone offering, $300 and something, and I'll show you, or Clover Tax reach out to me and said, hey, if you want my advice, let me know. Which I still got to reach out to him. You guys have all been cool as hell. So someone doing that to another YouTuber is insane to me. That's the kind of shit right there that just it gets underneath my skin.
Dude, it's wrong. It's like you're taking advantage of somebody that admires you.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you think that your time is that valuable, if you think that your 15 minutes is worth $375, you can fuck right the hell off, you fucking dirtbag.
Yeah. That's a definite. You can eat a bag of dicks. You can eat them with a fox. You can eat them wearing socks. Eat them on a plane. Eat them on a train. Big black ones, white ones, red ones. You can eat all of them. Just eat the whole fucking bag. That shit just, yep. That's about right.
Oh, fuck. I just spilled shit on my computer. Uh-oh.
Don't do that.
Oh, I forgot when you put holes in liquid stuff, it does liquid things.
When you put holes in liquid containers, liquid comes out. That's how you know when you poke a hole in the top of a beer, it actually comes out.
Yeah, right. I couldn't believe it. So what I did here, for those of you that may find this is just for the purpose of comedy, nothing else. What I did is I took the can, I bit the, I'll put it back here. I bit the edges to make kind of a plate to place things on. And then I flatten the bottom so it sits down so it doesn't tip over and fall, because, if this tips over and falls,
rock.
Yeah, that too. But if you've ever actually, used one of these, that when the bottom is cylindrical, when it rolls over and all your stash spills out, like, oh, that's the worst. So, oh, nice. Thank you for subscribing to CNT Designs, guys. Make sure you
Thank you, brother.
do. Hell yeah! Make sure you do subscribe to CNT Designs.
Yeah, you
That's more.
hear me bitch about gun laws for like 45 to 50 minutes at a pop.
Oh yeah, dude. Honestly, it needs to be done. So as I don't want to spam chat, but I have something worth sharing, if I may. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Come
Hit
at
it.
it. Anthony Smith says, Coop, you got another sub after tonight. You got a bunch of people in here saying they're going to sub. Guys, if you put a penis in chat if you sub to.
I'm a dick.
I was
I,
thinking about your little Richard drawing.
oh, my Richard.
Um,
Where'd Richard go? Richard's right here.
oh, you're at 43 subs now, Coop.
I'm gonna do more videos with Richard. I was on Gabby Gifford's website the other day with a group of gun owners that they're Gabby Gifford supporters. So I'm going to shoot a video on them at some point. And
Damn.
they're always pointing at themselves, saying they're gun owners and they're pro Second Amendment, and they're just a bunch of dicks. But
Couldn't be further from the truth, man.
oh, no, man, it's I can't remember how I found that one. I was doing research on something. I ran into this guy. He's from a group in South Carolina, Arm and Arms or some shit like that. Now he did a good video on safe storage, which I have no problems with. But he just thinks safe storage ought to be mandated by the government, and I have serious issues with that.
Hell yes.
Matter of fact, where's my ATF at? Where's my AFT? The ATF shooting the dog, that was one of Sheila Jackson Lee's bills. And she wanted to where someone could just call the police and say, I don't think they're storing their guns right. And that gets reported to the ATF, and they get to come kick your door in.
Oh,
now they fine you like $1,000 per gun that isn't stored to their liking. And then you can be jailed on top of that.
That's fucking ridiculous, man.
Freaking insane. But yeah, someone could you could be on social media. We could be doing this. And someone in the chat could say, fuck that dude. He's ugly and he's fat. So I'm going to report him to the cops for not storing his guns because I got, frames sitting out. And a little bit later, ATF's kicking in my door and pointing guns, wanting to shoot my damn dog. Although that husky probably wouldn't hurt anybody. And I get fined like $1,000 per gun they think is not stored properly, which is unloaded, separate from the ammunition, with a gun lock, in a lock safe, and they got all their requirements written into that bill.
Dude,
I think that one took me like 50 minutes to get through reading that bill.
Bro, that is such an intrusion. Like no one tells you that you need to park your car in a garage with a boot on it and come the fuck on.
I say it all the time. If you take the same logic that the left applies to guns and apply that to any other product, people would be raising hell.
Yeah.
But since it's applied to a gun and people are so ignorant about firearms, it makes sense to them.
No, this should have been the right channel. Hold on, let me double check it. They said I linked the wrong channel in the beginning. But you're up to like 50.
OnlyFans?
I did. It was your OnlyFans.
I'm telling you all right now that donkey is of age. And that midget is just there for moral support.
Exactly. Yeah, we've talked about that. I mean, donkeys and midgets do go hand in hand typically, mostly because they're just shorter than horses, right?
Just saying, man, it's a height thing.
We may need Mr. Snow to make you a YouTube play button because you, sir, are up to 50 subscribers.
Hell yeah, guys! Thank you.
Where did you say you were at prior to this?
Like 33. So yeah, chat's fucking rocking, man. I love you guys.
You got 51. You got 51. Look at that shit, man.
And you'll see me do. I do a range of videos. You'll see the series I call Paper Cuts. That's just about the laws. But like one of the videos, I found a couple of documents from info.gov, and I actually went through and searched for how many P80 firearms that they found in all these confiscated firearms. I went through over 3,000 pages of documents, hundreds of guns, and found 6 polymer 80 guns.
Damn.
It's freaking just in the ghost gun hearing they did in the Senate. I did a video with my commentary on that. That's 3.5 hours of me bitching, screaming at the screen, going, "You're a fucking liar. There's no damn way."
It's all lies. It's all fucking lies, man. They need to paint this picture so they can achieve their goal.
Oh, it's crazy. The matter of fact, I still got to do a video on that TSA hearing from day before yesterday.
Something original. You had mentioned that you had something that you wanted to bring up. You're more than welcome to bring it up. RTJ. RTJ. What's RTJ?
Which one?
He typed RTJ, like Roger Tango Juliet. I don't know what that means, brother. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's a kitty. If you've got an idea for a decal or anything, send it to me. Again, it's CNT Designs 2022 at gmail.com. I mean, if you guys got ideas for plasma cuts you want to do, send them to me. Or if you just think I'm an asshole, send it to me. I like hearing that stuff. I'm a sadist that way.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, any ideas, or if you guys run into, say, a bill you want me to cover, send it to me.
Yeah, like a dollar bill.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do stuff, and I realize my videos aren't like, Jared does good work, but Jared's videos are short.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going in and actually putting the text of the proposed bill into actual law so I can read it just like it would read.
Yeah.
It's a real long form thing, but to me, it works for me because I need to know how the law actually is going to change.
How would it be applied?
Yeah, how is it going to be applied? And when you look at like some of the bills I've covered, it's like person-to-person transfers. The only way you can enforce a prohibition on person-to-person transfers is if you know how many guns I have and you check back with me periodically to make sure I still have those guns. That's the only way you can enforce universal background checks.
Yeah.
Because if you just know the guns that I have today and you don't check with me for 10 years, I could transfer those guns and you wouldn't know a thing about it.
Yeah.
So it would almost have to be like yearly taxes. Do you still have these guns? Yes, I still have these guns. Or no, I went to this FFL and I sold this gun to Joe Smo, whoever.
Well, and I could totally see them going to that at some point in the future. And the way that we're headed, I mean, I absolutely see that happening. So I recommend all of you guys get the Life Straw. I have an affiliate link for the Life Straw, and on my website you can buy the Life Straw.
You can even smoke crack through it if you know how to do it.
Yes, but you gotta get skilled biting cans, motherfuckers. I'm just kidding. Look, I know I sell shit too. I got patches for sale. I still got PWEDC patches. I only have 6 Chemlight patches left, y'all. So I'm not going to sell any more of the Chemlight patches. I'm sorry. But I do have patches for sale and shit like that. I got affiliate links. But I'm not like, guys.
Who is this fucker posting damn girls and boys video chat?
Oh, I definitely need some hot girls and boys up in here. Dude,
I would prefer 2 girls. I mean, maybe it's just my taste, but
I PWEDC Life Straw. Yes.
Oh yeah, the prison wallet, baby.
You're up to 56 subs. Hell yeah. Yeah, somebody nuke this freaking clown. Block Yuza. I think he was already blocked. Yep, he's already blocked. Vanessa, I did screw up with the email. Yeah, it's okay because when Coop and I were talking about setting this up, he told me his email was 2020. Not 2022.
I was hung up on 2020 for some reason.
I was like, it keeps getting kicked back, man. I don't know. You're welcome, BK.
You couldn't find your sparkly pants.
That's the local.
Orange gonna end?
Wow. Local Pito. That Pito 80.
There's going to be a tomato and an earthquake.
Damn.
Y'all, that's breaking news. There's going to be a tomato and an earthquake.
Oh my goodness! I had no idea.
How the tomato works into the earthquake, I have no idea.
It's because it's going to be a tomato earthquake. I mean, clearly, a P80 got caught in my neighborhood selling crack.
Show off some of these.
Oh, dude, you know what I almost got done? I almost got a canvas, like 24 inches by 36 inches canvas, screen printed canvas of the chem light. And then a day later, you were like, boom, look at these designs. I'm like, oh my God, I need a chem light one. Oh,
that's just for us hunters out there.
That's dope.
So I can do shit that doesn't bitch at the government.
Cloudy with a chance of crack pipes.
Yeah, the cloud is a big ass cloud of crack smoke.
Yeah, Gerchop, that'd be crazy, bro. A metal logo could be cool. I could put it up in the patio with the wood-fired oven. Oh, hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, I would really love for you guys to support Coop and CNT. I mean, what he does, man, is incredible, and you just don't typically find people, doing businesses with these types of analogs. Like, I mean,
here's one for the mama bears out there.
Nice. Yeah, man, freaking steel, real steel. So support Coop. Make sure, please, if you have not gone to his channel, subscribe to him. He's a good dude. He's all about the fight. He's one of us. He's all about the signal, and he wants as many people to be as free as possible. But I promised myself that with making some changes to make sure my personal life and, relationship with certain people would get better, I promised myself I wouldn't go past 1 a.m. So now that we're hitting about the 2.5 hour mark, remind everyone who you are.
Coop with CNT Designs. You can find me on YouTube at CNT Designs and Arms. The IG is, I think, just CNT Designs _ some shit. I don't know. It's damn Instagram.
Here, I'll tell you.
My email again is CNT Designs 2022. See, I got it right that time.
Nice.
At gmail.com. If you guys got ideas for decals, if you got ideas for plasma cuts, if you see a plasma cut that you want, email me and we'll try to work something out. Even before I get the catalog and everything built. It's just, hell, man, I want to be out there. I want to, connect with everybody. I want to get these plasma cuts out. And I want to get the message out about just being free, man. Just, it's not just about the Second Amendment. It's about our natural rights. So if you've got something hanging up that someone asks you, well, what's that about? And you can tell them, hey, this is about our freedom. This is about our natural rights. That's the kind of things that I want to do.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I love it, man. That's awesome. I mean, I see a lot of value in what you're doing, and, steel is definitely going to outlive all of us, so I highly recommend. I mean, you can, like, they could order something now, like today, if they wanted to.
If they get with me and email me, tell me the design they want, and it may take an email or two so I can tell them sizes on things. And then, of course, tell them price on shipping, because it's going to be, I want to be very upfront about the shipping costs. I don't want it to be like some places where it's like you order a decal like this and it's like $30 shipping. No, we'll work the shipping out and I'll see if I can get them to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and whatever, if it's a custom logo or if it's just like a sign you want to throw up in the man cave or the Whoa Man Cave, whatever you guys want to do, like he's your
What
guy.
Yeah, what I can do in that case, if you send me like a graphic of the design you want, because there's a real big difference in between designing like a vinyl graphic and designing a plasma cut. Um,
Hmm.
what I'll do is send you a picture of the design, and it's just going to be a 2D drawing. And if you okay it, we'll work out the price, and I'll get it done for you.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, you turned around my DLD Chem Light in less than 24 hours.
Oh yeah, man, your DLD chem light. I just pulled your graphic off. It's like I did with shooting gallery. I just pulled his graphic, and since the graphic was nice enough, I
Hmm.
can slap it right into the software, tweak a couple things here and there, and then normally one or two prints, and it'll knock out and be good.
Hell yeah. Something original. I did see your last message come through. I was just waiting a sec to read it. He had said, Anthony Smith says, thanks, Coop and Dark. Best streams on the tube. Thank you, brother. Something original says, Dark 5-gallon Mylar bags with white rice and silica gel packs. Dirt
Yeah,
cheap way to get into prepping. In general, also, RTJ is a band, Run the Jewels. Oh, okay. That's what's up.
you
Yeah, I
can
mean,
you can take those bags and actually get a nitrogen tank and pump nitrogen into them, and it'll save longer because
oh,
that nitrogen
nice.
will push out all the oxygen and moisture, and it won't
Ah,
contaminate anything. Nitrogen's a inert gas; it won't hurt anything.
interesting. I hadn't considered that. I would like to get my hands on some nitrogen for the purpose of chemistry. Um,
Testing and experimentation.
yep, absolutely. So for so much for 1 a.m. Yeah, I know. I'm around one.
We're fixing to get him out of here, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. But it's interesting because like the prepping thing, right? Like, you're right. Like that, there are. I mean, there were prisoners of war that survived on, like grains of rice, like that you could count on less than two hands through, Vietnam, and I mean, even the soldiers were running out of food, and our opposition were running out of food, and it's. Rice is something that you can definitely live on, but the thing that we mistake all the time is, you know, we kind of fall into consumerism even with prepping, right? Prepping has become commercialized. You can walk into big box stores and there are literal prepping sections. So just be aware that whatever you get, you will run out of, right?
Yeah,
And I completely support and appreciate the information that you give, and I agree that the more food and water that you have, the better. If you cannot homestead, like right now, I can't. I can grow. I have a dope setup that almost all of it died because we were hitting like 10 degrees. But I know that this next season coming up here, my garden and everything from the strawberries to the vegetables and is going to be better than it has ever been. And it took me a while to learn how to even grow grass before I grew that stuff. But um, if we can create renewable sources of shit that will be able to allow us to detach as much as possible from the system, because I believe they will leverage the system against you. They will
they are.
leverage the system of the ability for you to get water, the ability for you to get food, the ability for you to get shelter. You will own nothing and be happy, and the
Living.
ability for you to get security,
Yep.
and they'll use it against you. So, yes, you can stockpile, you can hoard, you can prep, like most people call it, and you will run out. And there's got to be something where we can have such an abundance of things that we can feed others, that we can create something much bigger than ourselves. And we can do that through growing trees. Trees will live for hundreds of years. So, we need to do that. There's other conversations on that topic that we can have too, but um, anything else you got? You want to give some dad advice before we cut out of here?
Yeah. That advice is simple. When you have children, just realize you don't have any nerves left. Might as well lock them away and get rid of them. No, I'm just kidding.
Basically, you ain't lying.
Best advice I could give anybody is live your life in a way where you understand that you don't have the right to use aggression against anybody else unless they use aggression against you. Your right stop at someone else's nose, their right stop at your nose, and let's all live a free life.
Mm.
If you're carrying a gun on you, get rid of your ego. You don't have an ego anymore.
Yeah.
Get used to if you bump into someone in the store, or they bump into you. There's nothing to that. Walk away. Your feet are the best self defense device that you have.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, that's put beautifully. I couldn't have said it better myself. And first reports of American civilian volunteers arriving in Ukraine. Really? I'll have to look into that. This will be fun.
They're there to fight.
Hey, you missed it, Bacon. We were talking about dinner shit before we even went live, bro. Um, yeah, go ahead and type what you all had for dinner, and that's fine. I didn't actually ask it; it was implied. A lot of people started to, so sorry about that.
Well, you gave a recipe at the start of this thing.
Yeah, you know what? I said I was going to. I'm gonna have to get back to you all on that, but let's just say that it is an excellent way to. It's called crack chicken. Oh my god, that would have been perfect. It's called crack chicken. Oh my god.
I wonder if
Okay, fuck it. I'll give it real quick. Okay, so what you do is you take chicken breast and then you bread it. You bread it using, obviously like in flour, egg wash, and panko. When you bake the chicken, it gets a really nice, like, thin but crunchy and hearty breading on it. Then what you do is you halfway through baking, once the breading starts to really like brown and whatnot and start to cook, you take barbecue sauce. There's a bunch of different ones you can use, but let's just say you take barbecue sauce and you pour it over the top of the chicken. Okay, so you're not dousing it, you're not barbecuing the whole thing, but you're laying it over the top, and then the heat starts to completes the cooking of the chicken, but it also kind of like hardens that barbecue sauce over the chicken to where it starts to almost get a little bit like gummy.
caramelize.
Then exactly, yeah. And then you when it's done, you take the chicken out of the oven, and then the chicken you cut into like strips, and then you have it again, so it's almost like chunks. You throw those in a tortilla, put a tiny little, like a little tiny little small bit of that barbecue sauce. A little bit of heat with the barbecue sauce is good, but you don't want to go crazy hot because there's crazy hot barbecue sauces out there. Then you take ranch, you add shredded lettuce, and then you put ranch over it. This is called cracked chicken for a reason. Fold up the burrito, okay? Or you fold up the tortilla just like a burrito, and then you have this breaded, baked chicken that has a really good crunch to it. And then you have the barbecue sauce, and you have the lettuce, the fresh lettuce, and you have the ranch. It has this balance of, you know, savory with like hot and tangy, which is cooled down by the ranch, and it's incredible, guys. Try it. It is a recipe that you will love. I promise you, you'll be making that cracked chicken, and you will think of this stream. You will think of Coop. You will think of cutting teeth on steel. Um, yeah, and with that, I'll end on what I typically end on. Guys, be kind. The most important thing that you can do is to be kind. It
Yeah.
will cost you nothing, and it will net you so many great results in your life. And being kind to people makes you feel better. It's actually been proven, scientifically proven, because we all believe in science, right?
Unless it's Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, it has been scientifically proven that you being nice to others creates, like, chemically changes the way that you think and act, and it for the better, and it's good for you, it's healthy for you, it ages you less, there's less stress and anxiety in your life. But anyway, be kind, be kind. All right, so being kind is number one. Two, living a life of care contribution, and compassion. Care about others. Care about others that have differing opinions from you. Care, this is going to be hard to say. Care about commies. Well, no,
It's dark.
let me say it differently. Don't care about commies. Care about the leftist extremists that you disagree with. Because commies, there ain't no coming back from being a commie. That's it. But care about the people that are on the edge of becoming commies, and maybe we can turn them around. They're your brothers and your sisters. We all got to be able to fight with each other and for each other. So live a life of care, compassion, and contribution. Contribute to others. You bless others, you will be blessed. That is the way that the world works. And we all know that the only way to fight evil is with good men that are skilled in violence. So become as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. Be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. That thing on you. And for
Y'all,
me, that's it. Oh, and I got 3D arms coming in on Saturday, and this dude is going to be fucking epic. It's the guy that created the lure receiver for the 50 BMG upper. He also created the 100% 3D printed shotgun. He shot it using his penis on Instagram. Go check out his Instagram. he Yeah, you just got to go see it. Also, if you are not following DLD After Dark on Instagram, you are missing the fuck out. I had so many people hit me up today saying, "Damn, Dark, I didn't know you like cranked out P80s like that," and that's why I kind of didn't put that stuff out on Instagram. But whatever, I was testing out 6 builds at the range, and I'm gonna have live. I said active shooting before, but that sounded bad.
no, that's bad. No, active
yeah.
shooting, don't know. No, bad.
Check me out in an active shooting video.
Yeah, that's going to get you put on some lists.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
I'll show up and swat your ass tonight. You know why?
Yeah, 3D Arms is great. Can't wait. Did you rhyme that on purpose? It was beautiful. Yes, so be here Saturday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna have a blast. I'm gonna have like an IV of Red Bull up to my ass. So like I'm gonna be, kind of just like this. And yeah, that's it. Guys, just be good people. All right. Be good people that don't want to fight, that are willing to fight, and find where your line is, because within the next 12 months, your line is likely to be crossed.
Yep.
And you can defend that by buying a life straw on my website. Just kidding. Just totally joking. But I do have ways you can support the channel. Here are the ways you can support the channel if you really want to. You can purchase a PWEDC patch. You can purchase a DLD Kim. Actually, no, you can't, because I only have 6 left. Sorry. But you can get a PWEDC patch. They're dope. They glow in the dark. I've gotten a bunch of pictures from people, from the dilders and glowies alike, that have been sending me pictures of it. I got a really dope ass one, a pit bull wearing a Molly harness with a PWEDC patch on it. It looked so dope. You can also purchase some glowy gear. We have DLD After Dark gear. We have 3 different stores because we never close them, even though we're supposed to. It's just a total pain in the ass to close them, and taxes. And you can do that by going to glowies.px.bigcartel.com or glowies.bigcartel.com, or you can support BWE Firearms by going to bwefirearms.bigcartel.com, or you can so to pay for the PWEDC patches, you PayPal $10 to thedarkestmavis@gmail.com, and I'll ship it out. That includes the shipping. Also, another way to support the channel is the affiliate links. So JSD Supply, Brownells, HCM Holsters, Aegis. I'm not an affiliate. I don't get anything for it, but you can use code DARK to save money for you guys. And on all of these, you can use code DARK to save money too. But that's it. I'm sorry. I feel kind of bad saying all this stuff. Boofing the third pole. I just want to be honest with you guys, man, because this whole time, like this channel has been alive for over a year, and after like 3 months, people were like, "How can I support you? How can I help? How can I do?" And here are ways that you can do that. Thank you for those that help. The super chats I'm probably going to remove so YouTube doesn't get any money because I don't want to fund the beast. And I'm
True.
yeah, man, it's Montana's as good or bad. I love you guys. Be safe, be dangerous. Keep that thing on you. Check to see if there's a round in the chamber. Every time you put it back in your pants, man, make sure you have a round in the chamber. What are you doing? Dude, I saw a guy that was in a shootout that drew his gun and was like, click. Oh, shit. Rack, boom. He won, luckily. But because he had to take his daughter to school, he, didn't have a round in the chamber. Dude, just make sure your shit's
One in there.
Yeah,
One
always.
at all times.
Yeah, one in the pipe at all time and a pinky in the butthole.